Best trip. Always, I know you'll be at my show. Watching, waiting, commiserating. Say it ain't so, I will not go until the lights off. Carry me home. Na 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 na. Oh, she's
What's good, everybody? Welcome to episode 52 of the What's Good Games podcast.
That means it's been a year because there are 52 weeks in a year. I know math.
That's some quick math there, Christine Steimer. Welcome back to the studio. And Brittany's losing it already. We just started, you guys. Just started.
I love Steimer. Hi, friends.
So, how does it feel to make it to episode 52, ladies?
I mean,
it's very fitting that we're all in the same room for this episode. And I feel like it was just yesterday, and I said so many times, we're sitting on this, we're like, okay, what are we going to say for our Patreon video? How are we going to introduce ourselves? What are we going to say and do? And we haphazardly, I think I wrote on a napkin, like a loose script of what we were going to say. And I remember sitting on here, this couch, and talking about our Patreon video and something, I don't know what we're talking about. I'm like, because I'm awesome and you should follow us on Patreon. And I felt like such a fucking idiot when I said that.
I felt like an idiot throughout the entire shoot.
That entire weekend was just kind of awkward.
No, you guys were just because, like, it was just like, you were like, why should they contribute to us? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. But thank you for doing it, everybody that has.
No, this is the
we wouldn't be here without you guys. So.
This is where it all started, in this very room. Yeah. So it's fitting. Crazy.
And we have some really fun clips that we're putting together. We have some photos that we're putting together. If you're listening to this bright and early on Friday morning, don't forget to tune into our all-day anniversary stream happening Friday, May 11th from 10 a.m. Pacific time through 6 p.m. Pacific time. There will be shenanigans. There will be special guests. We will be playing some video games and, yes, talking about what's happening with what's good in the rest of 2018 and beyond. So, I guess we kind of already started the show.
Yeah.
But this, of course, is your source for video game news, commentary, analysis, and funny stuff right here on What's Good Games. If this is your first time joining us, thank you so much for tuning in or for listening. I always say that, and I know everyone gets on my case about it.
Why?
Tuning in.
Why? What's wrong with tuning in?
Because technically you're not
with your radio.
Oh, pooey.
You can
right?
tune.
You can tune?
You can tune you can tune what you want to do.
Exactly.
On What's Good Games.
Is that a real song or is that a Steimer song?
Real song.
Minus the What's Good Games part.
It's a In Living Color theme song.
Oh.
Huh.
Oh, well then.
Yeah. It was a good show.
I like saying tuning in. It's like an old nostalgia.
I do too. It's a crutch.
It is.
I use it often. It's wonderful, you guys. Crutches, they're great. I don't know if there's any more housekeeping to do besides the anniversary stream. If you aren't able to join us live, don't forget you'll be able to catch the archive at youtube.com/whatsgoodgames. We'll be co-streaming to both twitch.tv/whatsgoodgames and our YouTube page. So you can go to either of those places to check out the anniversary stream. And we'll probably be clipping that out at some point as well, so you don't have to watch the entire 8-hour stream. But, I mean, why wouldn't you? It's going to be wonderful.
It's going to get weird.
I'm just kidding. It's fine. You can do whatever you want to do.
Are you sure?
I mean, we would appreciate the views, but...
Good job, Steimer. That was great. They're sold.
And if you're listening to this, you'll probably want to know that we've made some changes to our Patreon page. If you haven't been there recently, patreon.com/whatsgoodgames. We haven't updated our video yet since the departure of Alexa Ray, but that will be coming in the next couple of weeks. But we will be updating our tiers because after a year of doing What's Good, we kind of have learned a few things, and we've talked to you guys. We've asked for your feedback, and a lot of you have sent in some very helpful notes. And so we've decided to change just a couple of tweaks. For the most part, though, it's a lot of the tiers are the same. Still got the secret segment. Still got the happy hour Q&A. Still got the postcards. So if you have yet to check them out, please do patreon.com/whatsgoodgames. So shall we get into some news?
Yes. Let's do
it. Muppet voices.
Yeah, so good.
Yeah, girl. All right.
if you guys missed the what was that, 2 weeks ago?
I don't know.
I think I put it in the cold open on the audio version, the Muppet voices.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
It's a thing now.
It is.
It's a trend. Muppets unite.
Oh, someone should draw us as Muppets.
Oh, what? Last time I asked for some art, we got 5 hour Enya.
Yeah,
5 hour
5 hour
Enya
Enya.
from Maddie,
That was really
which was
good.
awesome. So I guess if you're really good at drawing Muppets and you want to draw us as Muppets, because Brittany loves to do the Muppet
It would have
voice.
to be like Statler and Waldorf, like in a
I was imagining like
thing
Kermit the
judging.
Frog.
Well, I would need to be Statler or Waldorf.
I mean, I obviously have to be Miss Piggy. Like,
Because she's blonde though. Because I thought
Yeah.
I would get Miss Piggy.
well, okay,
I
that's
don't know
fair.
if we're doing hair color
Yeah.
as much as personality.
Maybe I could be Animal. No, that,
No. I feel like she would be animal.
She would be
more.
Animal.
probably-
Yeah, Brittany
yeah.
would definitely be Animal.
You can be Miss Piggy.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's settled. There you go.
I'm one of the old men.
There's your inspiration.
You're like, which one has a mustache? That's me.
Yeah. I wish I had a mustache. So
Oh,
I
boy.
could stroke it.
Well, you know, there are products for that. We could get you one. Let's get you
Like
a mustache.
a fake
Oh,
mustache.
happy belated birthday, by the way.
Yeah, thank you. I
So, do you want to tell us what you did on your birthday? Did you have a fun time?
did have a fun time. I just did dinner and karaoke because everybody knows I like to sing. So
Really?
no,
You?
would've never
No.
guessed.
No.
Yeah,
I wonder if one of these days we can take all of Steimer's songs and put them on a CD and sell it for like $2. Oh,
My songs are like 20 seconds long max. So yeah.
but they're so full of love and personality,
They
Steimer.
are- Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Someone
I
also
like how
sent.
you're like, I need to take a drink after line.
Someone
So-
also sent you flowers, Steimer.
You did. No. So Brittany is very sweet. And so I'm walking up to my apartment. I'd just like gotten a massage and like done some errands. And I see this bouquet of flowers at my door. And I'm like, oh, my mom sent me flowers. Like, how sweet. And then so I walk over to the door and then I look at the card and it says Steim Time. And I was like, there's no way my mom sent me a card that says Steim Time on
No, I
it.
think didn't call you Steimer Steimalot.
I don't remember.
I
You called me. It was a nickname that my mother would not have called
Yeah.
me. And so that's when I immediately was like, who is this from? And then I looked at the end. I was like,
I also
"Oh."
called you sexy bitch in there too.
I mean, my mom might call me a sexy bitch. No, she wouldn't.
All right.
She wouldn't. But
Hey, you know what? To each their own. You
It
guys
was
are getting your gifts at the
really
same
cute.
time, so don't get ahead of yourselves. Because Brittany also has a May birthday.
she does.
Dirty 30. The Dirty 30.
I forgot you were turning 30 this year.
I keep forgetting
I'm
too.
double Tress.
Double trace. Yeah, I don't know if it's like you get older and your birthdays are just like they're fun, but I care more about other people's birthdays than my own, you know?
Yeah, this was the only birthday I've had within recent memory where I've actually like made an effort to do something.
Mm-hmm.
And like I was telling you guys before, I realized I don't really like doing that. I mean, it was fine. I had a great time because we were all drinking and singing, but I was also in the back of my mind having that thing where I was like, is everyone having a good time? Oh my God, that person's like, are they okay? Like, do I need help? Like,
Yeah.
like just you're like,
Yeah.
oh God, like
You were
I want
hosting.
everyone to be okay.
Yeah.
Is everyone okay?
Just feed them alcohol. They're fine.
Some people weren't drinking, and that's like really not a fun time when you're at karaoke.
Oh, then there you go.
I think it's a requirement. If you show up in this karaoke room, you need to drink.
I don't know. John Drake doesn't drink, and
Yeah,
he
but
has
John-
a real fun time
John
at karaoke.
is a different beast than
That's
most
true.
people,
Oh.
and he is very fun at
As a
karaoke.
former musician, he's pretty excellent at karaoke.
Mhm.
As anybody who's done karaoke with him can attest. You really kind of like sometimes it's hard to sing with him or not in the same room because like he just makes everybody else look bad. It's like going to karaoke with like Nick Chester or
I've
Steimer.
never-
Like they're just too good.
I haven't seen the John Drake do the karaoke.
I don't think
I
I've
would like
karaokeed with John like properly.
Oh, we should do
So
it.
we need to do
He
that.
sings a mean "Kiss from the Rose."
Ooh, we did that one. It was really
Yeah, real
good.
good.
Classic.
All right, well,
Nice.
we're off on a tangent now. It's no surprise for people who have been with us since week 1. But because it's week 52, there's got to be lots of news, and there is, thankfully. There's a giant dump of Nintendo information.
Sorry. We're five.
Take that how you will. So we're gonna go ahead and talk about Nintendo first. So, they have revealed. Did you like my rough transition there?
Oh, it was
Perfect.
perfect. I was thinking because like people have shticks for like their different segments, and then I was just thinking ours should be the dump, and we should go.
The
Just
news
make
dump,
really crappy
and
noises.
then it's like a bad fart sound. Okay.
The best part was watching Cyber's face contort as he made that face. It was real awkward.
If you want to see Steimer's face, don't forget youtube.com/what'sgoodgames. Hit that subscribe button. Smash that bell. That's what the kids are saying these days. For notifications on when our videos go live Friday mornings. All right, so Nintendo revealed more information about Nintendo Switch Online, including pricing, save data cloud backup, and additional details about the classic NES game subscribers will be able to play when it launches in September. So, pricing in the U.S. will have a couple of different price points. Individual memberships start at $3.99 for 1 month, $7.99 for 3 months, and then for 12 months, it's $19.99. You can also get a family membership for 12 months, which will be $34.99.
How many people in a family?
8, apparently, according to Nintendo. Wow. You can get 8 account holders will be able to use the Nintendo Switch Online service, even on different systems. Now, there's no specification here if it will be a full 8 systems, but clearly this will be like Netflix, where you can share your subscription with people.
So should we just have our own little What's Good family?
Oh, yeah.
Subscription?
Most certainly.
Let's do it.
Subscribers will have access to NES Nintendo Switch Online, a compilation of classic NES games. The collection will initially include 20 games, with more added on a regular basis. At launch, previously announced games Balloon Fight, Dr. Mario, and Super Mario Bros. 3 will be joined by Donkey Kong, Ice Climber, The Legend of Zelda, Mario Brothers, Soccer, Super Mario Brothers, and Tennis.
Can I finally play The Legend of Zelda?
I guess.
Girl, you've been able to play that game for a long time.
I know, but like the Switch is the only Nintendo console I've actually liked in a very long time.
What? Yes, you can then.
There you go.
An additional 10 launch games will be announced in the future. For the first time ever, players will be able to enjoy these classic NES games online. Depending on the game, players can engage in online competitive or co-op multiplayer or take turns controlling the action. You can even watch other people, friends can even watch each other play single-player online games and pass the controller at any time. Every classic game will support voice chat via the Nintendo Switch Online smartphone app.
What?
And it will also be possible to play these games offline. This service will also include Save Data Cloud Backup. It's about time. By using the Nintendo Switch Online, a backup of Nintendo Switch save data for most Nintendo Switch games will be stored for easy access. Online play. I know, right? A Nintendo Switch Online membership will be needed to participate in co-op and competitive online features for many current and upcoming Nintendo Switch games, such as Splatoon 2, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, ARMS, Mario Tennis Aces, and Sushi Striker: The Way of Sushiro.
Yes, give me that sushi.
Also Smash Brothers and Pokemon.
Yes.
That's my little insert.
The Nintendo Switch Online smartphone application will be used to enhance the online experience for compatible games through voice chat and other features.
Or just use Discord.
So, in addition to this, Jason Schreier over at Kotaku asking the tough questions that no, Virtual Console will not be coming to Nintendo Switch. In the wake of news of their online subscription service that will include a Netflix-like library of NES games, Jason writes, fans have been wondering, is the Virtual Console coming back? The answer to that question is no. Quote, there are currently no plans to bring classic games together under the Virtual Console banner, as has been done on other Nintendo systems, a Nintendo spokesperson told Kotaku.
The key phrase being there, as has been done on other Nintendo platforms and
right.
consoles. So, like, that doesn't mean that we won't get those games or that anything like that will happen. It's just the brand of Virtual Console is apparently no more.
Correct. So, Brittany, as like the resident Nintendo fangirl in this room, what are your initial thoughts?
So there's a lot here, and I feel like every time I'm like, yay, that's great. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, Nintendo? So, for example, I think the pricing, very reasonable. I think that's fantastic. That's good. That's a very good do, especially with a family membership. Congratulations, you did real good. I think it's awesome that they're including these 20 games and the online capability. I don't know how they're going to implement co-op with The Legend of Zelda Timer, but I imagine it would be pass and play. So maybe you and I can play together.
I'll be like, this part's hard. You do it.
And the fact that you get these 20 games for this price, you know, it's well under what you would get if were you to purchase these games separately under a Virtual Console. So I think that's also fantastic. Now, where I start clenching my butt a little bit when it comes to the Save Data Cloud Backup. Now, I know that's a fantastic thing in the sense that now we finally have the ability to save our data somehow. The problem is you cannot do it any other way besides this way. Nintendo takes your save information and they save it to their own hardware. So it's not any other console. This is a free thing you can do. I mean, with PSN, you have to pay to use the cloud servers. But what I'm saying is, like, at least with PlayStation, you can stick a USB drive in your PlayStation and save your data that way if that's how you wanted to do it.
Right.
But Nintendo is the only console that requires you to pay to have backups.
I mean,
It's okay. It's just one of those why. Like, why would you not make it so you can save your information, your saves any other way? Because people have sent in their consoles before and they've lost everything. We're talking like 80 plus hours of Zelda progression. Stammer, you look.
I mean, I have no answers for you. I don't know why.
Oh, okay. I was wondering if you're like irritated like I am.
No, yeah,
I'm not
So
irritated,
there's
but-
quite a few people online who are irritated about this news, right? So there are obviously people who are excited that finally there's going to be some online
Some
offerings.
solution.
But I think that there are people who are very critical, saying, you know, like, this is something that has been offered. And, like, Nintendo clearly was dragging their feet a little bit and getting on to the online bandwagon. So I think that the price is good. I'm concerned, just much like Tim was when he was talking about it on Games Daily earlier this week, saying, I'm a little worried that the price is almost too cheap. It almost feels like, how robust can this offering be if it's only $20 a year?
It's not going to be an Xbox Live. It's not going to be a PSN. It's never
Right.
That's never what this was going to be.
No,
So I
no.
think that it's smart that they priced it where they did, because your expectations would be too high otherwise. And Nintendo's never been that company, right? Like, they don't really necessarily care about the latest and greatest cool online tech shit. Like, they're like, well, no, we care about our software, mostly our first party software. And, like, it's worked pretty well for them so far. So, like,
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy that, you know, they're finally learning to monetize their stuff in another sense other than just like software. You know, now you have a paid online service. Good for you. You're starting to do DLC. Good for you. Like, you know, welcome to how many years ago. But it's just kind of the idea that, again, the price point, very fair. I'm not saying it's overly priced. It's not. It's just the idea that you have to pay in order to have access to these cloud saves, which is just a little whatever. It's fine.
I mean,
it's
it makes
a principle more
it
than
makes
anything.
sense to have to pay for the cloud saves, because you have to do that for the other consoles. But I
You have to do that
I
for
see your point
PlayStation.
of, like,
Xbox is free.
is it free for everyone? I thought you had to pay.
You have to have an
gold.
Xbox Live account, but you do not have to have a gold account to access Microsoft's cloud saves.
Good to
Right,
know. I
on
just
Xbox
have gold, so I don't even remember.
Right.
what
No, it's
screen
something
that's
you
on.
don't really think about, right?
Yeah, and I just got renewed for that. And I was like, fuck, ow, $60.
It's no big deal. I think where I also start clenching
Gaming is not cheap.
No,
is the online app. That still just baffles me to like no end.
I think it's dumb, straight up.
Yeah.
Like, I like a lot of what Nintendo does, but sometimes it feels like one step forward, two steps back. Like, they're doing really cool things. You know, they have a great online game coming down the pipeline. Not only do they have Splatoon 2 already on the platform, but they've got Smash Brothers on the way, and clearly they're going to be adding more online connectivity with future titles. And, you know, I know that there's still people out there who are hoping that they're going to get a Fortnite on Switch announcement at some point this year. Making people use an app on their phone is ludicrous. Like Steimer said, why would you not just use Discord?
it's just pointless at that point. Like, I guess I don't even know why you would bother,
Why not
because
just
you would just use Discord if you have to use a separate app.
right? And
I'm gonna use the thing that everyone already has.
and I don't understand why you want to just build it into your hardware in the first place. Why do you have to make it such a
well, because
But-
they didn't do it.
I know they didn't, but it's just one of those things. It's like, okay, so
Didn't do it.
So they
that's
have their
more-
app, and so I was looking at Reddit on some of the comments, and apparently you still cannot message friends who are not currently playing the game you're playing and are in the app. So there's no way of contacting your friends, and you cannot remove friend codes. And that's
Can't remove people?
according to Reddit thread. Now, granted, I haven't tested this out myself, but it was one of those comments that had a ton of upvotes, and no one was like saying, "No, you're wrong," which the internet is, you know, they do that a lot.
Usually do.
They usually do that. And so I know, granted, we still have a few more months until this thing like officially is like a paid thing you have to do. But the fact that they haven't changed these things or added these things in, it's just so wonky.
I think what you just like for this, you have to, and I don't know if this is their plan or not, but like the value prop here might just be the old games. Like, this might be the new virtual console eventually.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely sounds like it is, even though they're clearly not calling it Virtual Console.
Well, it couldn't, right? Because that's a different like Virtual Console is I pay for the thing and I own the thing. And if you're gonna do a subscription model service, you wouldn't want to use that same branding. It would be confusing.
But for this price point, are we going to be able to get games from like newer systems?
I think. I mean, that's something where either they could like raise the price or they can rotate things out. I don't know what their structure is technically going to be, but it might just be like you don't get to pick the games that you want at the time, you know? Like it's like like the Sony thing. My brain, because they have so many different services.
PlayStation Now?
Yeah, like where there's just things that you can play and you don't get to pick what those things are, but they're there.
That's true.
So it's, it's not all bad. Like I said, it's priced reasonably. I like these 20 games that are coming. Well, the ones they've
generous
announced.
That they're giving you 8 accounts.
Yeah, the 8 accounts. It's well done. It's just some of the other decisions they made, like the online play, the Nintendo Switch app. It's like, why try to reinvent the wheel? And that's kind of my biggest thing.
Yeah, I just wonder. I mean, I know that they can't because they wouldn't want to work this closely with a third party, but it would be like, can you just put a Discord app on like the Switch and like, just call it a day? Like, that's
crazy.
Pretty much what people are going to do anyway, so
right.
we may as well just use the thing.
Now, when it comes to the Virtual Console not coming to the Switch, I try to look up, like, did Nintendo ever talk about the Virtual Console in any official capacity? The only thing I could find was a press release they sent out February of last year, and they essentially said, we have nothing to announce at this time. We will talk about this in the future. I think it was always the assumption that a Virtual Console was coming. So when this news hit, everyone's mind blew a bit, but...
I mean, it is a bit of a bummer if it's only going to be some sort of subscription form where you can't just like get the thing you want to get, because like the Switch is such a portable platform. Like, of course I want to be on a plane, like playing Donkey Kong Country or some shit and not have to deal with, do I need to be online? Do I like what sort of requirements are going to be there for me? So
yeah, I mean, was a Virtual Console perfect? No. You got this drip feed of games that you might not necessarily like. I think there's like over 200 on the Wii, and the Wii's Virtual Console is going away January of next year.
Yeah.
And there are some other concerns that people have raised. For example, should the Mario title, should Earthbound, should Chrono Trigger cost as much as a lesser known Super Nintendo title?
Yeah.
So that was another concern people had, where they see room for improvement. But I see the Virtual Console, if it's going away, I'm sad, because I too, like you, Steimer, I want to be able to choose what I want. I want to be able to play like these games on the go. But I think the way we're going to see these happen, obviously you have little portable consoles, but the little minis, I think you're going to see things like the Kirby collection that you saw on the Wii, where you got 6 games for about $40, and that had, from Game Boy games up to Super Nintendo games. The Super Mario All-Stars collection, I think, had 10 or so games. Yeah, those are all the classics. I don't know how much that was at that time, but I can't imagine it was more than average retail price. And that's okay. I'm fine with that. Release a freaking Legend of Zelda collection, and I'm going to buy 10 freaking copies of that and then sleep with them every night and drape them with my walls and put them on my ceiling.
Santa closet?
Drape them with my walls. That makes sense. Am I going to Santa closet?
Yeah, I'd be like, you good as Zelda and you good as Zelda.
Absolutely. I will absolutely do that.
It's more of an Oprah than a Santa, but still.
No, so I mean, that's okay. I'm fine with that. I mean, it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah. Like I said, I just want to buy the thing I want to buy, but I will also accept your collection.
Well, I mean, so for example,
for that price point, yeah.
So for like right now, NES titles cost $5.
Yeah, that's way better than $40.
And if you're spending like monthly, that's $4. So it's like, I know you want to buy what you want to buy, but for the same price, you're for less.
No, that's totally fair. It's more about the perception of having control over my purchasing than anything else. And I know that it's yeah, like you said with the pricing, it really honestly doesn't make a difference or make any sense. It's just like it's the reason why people still buy physical copies, right? And you're like, why would you buy a physical copy? You can just get it digitally, like immediately at your house. It's like, well, I just want the thing, right? Like, I want to know that I own it in some way.
Yeah. Overall, though, interesting business decision. I know they have their reasons. Someone up there has done the math, and they're like, hey, we're gonna make more money if we do it this other way. So, what do you think, Andrea?
I like the branding Virtual Console.
I think that's great, Steimer, but it's gone.
No, I know. Goodbye.
Like, it's gone. Goodbye. Bye, Virtual Console. I'm just glad that they finally came out and just confirmed it.
Yeah,
because
thanks.
like we were going back and forth and making debates about it and being like, when are you bringing it? So like, okay, fine. I'm glad it's gone.
I'm
Like,
glad the one thing I wanted, they're like, no.
You'll get it in some capacity, Simmer. You'll get it in some capacity.
I just remember being on this show at different points and being like, all I want's the virtual console on my Switch. And everyone being like, yeah. And then Nintendo being like, LOL.
I make comments all the time about how I don't think that going back to play old games is really the best use of my time and how I just don't enjoy doing it very much. There's a few select games that I'm like would be excited to do it with. Like I was tweeting today about how I was excited that Burnout Revenge is coming to Xbox One backwards compatibility, and you know they announced Dragon Age 2 for backwards compatibility, and they've got obviously Red Dead and some other things, and they're really kind of making waves in a positive way in the community for all of the work that they're doing to bring a very large library of games to backwards compatibility on Xbox One. So definitely hats off to Microsoft. But when we talk about legacy games, Nintendo was like the king of legacy games. Like those games stand the test of time that you could go back and play. Like if you booted up Mario Brothers 3 right now, like I would play that, sit down and play that for several hours, you know, and so few publishers can say that. And that's why I think so many people have very strong opinions about this decision.
Mm-hmm. No, totally. And I think that's one of the draws for me. Like when I'm traveling, I want comfort food games. And like a lot of those old Nintendo, Super Nintendo titles are that for me. So like, I know no one ever talks about this one, but like Super Mario Brothers 2. Like,
Excellent game.
I want to be Peach. I want to lift my dress and fly. Like I don't know how this works, but that's what I want to do while I'm flying in the air. You're like, I just like, there's just games like that where you're like, oh, this is just like fun, and I'm on this plane for X amount of time, and like that's what I want to do with it.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think we're gonna have to keep our eyes on, you know, where they're gonna go with this. I don't want to make any snap judgments about how good or bad it is before, you know, it launches. Clearly it's, you know, they're beta testing a bunch of stuff right now by still making it for free. I think the real test will be when Smash launches to see how the service works with, you know, a game that's going to require a really robust online multiplayer offering. So I guess, you know, keep our fingers crossed that they pleasantly surprise us. Next story, since we've been talking about Nintendo for quite some time now. Game Informer has revealed that Days Gone will be the next issue in June. So Jeff Cork over at Game Informer writes, does the world really need another zombie game?
Yes.
That's one of the many questions we had before heading to Sony Ben's studio offices in Oregon to check out Days Gone. After spending a couple of days playing the game and gaining a deeper understanding of what the studio is trying to accomplish, we came back with an enthusiastic yes. You face a massive undead threat, but they're just part of the dangerous open world ecology.
Let me guess, other humans are dangerous.
Virtually everything in this dark vision of the Pacific Northwest wants to separate you from your life. Fortunately, you have the tools you need to survive, including your fully upgradable motorcycle. So they, of course, will be having a bunch of features, including a 14-page spread of exclusive details and developer insights that will be coming into the June issue. As I mentioned, they have a couple features up on GameInformer.com right now. If you can't wait for that to come out, there's a video interview called How Days Gone Hopes to Win Over Skeptics. There's a bunch of rapid fire questions. So if you guys are interested, you can definitely check that out. Britt, we know that you love zombie games, or you were always going to love this, but on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the most excited you've ever been for anything ever in your life, 1 being like, I would pee on this in the street. How excited?
I would pee on this in the street.
How excited are you for Days Gone?
I love this scale.
I just want to say 1 so I can say I'm so angry at something I want to pee on it in the street. I mean, I'm excited. Okay, here's the thing. I love zombies. We all know this. This is not a thing that's up for debate. The problem is I have like in my head this perfect idea of what a zombie game is. Like an idea of what a perfect zombie game is, I should say.
What is your perfect zombie game?
It would be here all goddamn day. But it's kind of like
it would be what?
She said we would be here all day because
all day. It would be like State of Decay 2 with
a story.
With a really robust story and not as janky. So I'm very, very excited for this. You know,
would it have zombie bears?
Yeah, absolutely. It'd have zombie everything you could ever think of, Steimer.
Okay, great.
The thing with Days Gone that I'm kind of, you know, I'm not a fan of the hordes and hordes of zombies that Days Gone has. To me, it's
freakers.
The freakers. Is that what they're called?
They're called freakers.
I love it. You know, to me, that's that doesn't turn my crank, doesn't float my boat a little. You know, I'm more into the slow shamblers, but
Is it World War Z that the
Yes,
Yeah,
World
they
War
do the
Z.
hordes.
Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very excited. I'm purposefully have tried to stay a little bit away from it so I can be pleasantly surprised when I hop in. I don't want to know too much about it, but I think I'm gonna have to dive into this feature when it launches because I State of Decay 2 I thought was gonna scratch that itch, and while I'm very excited to play it with you ladies and Jason and whatnot, it's not gonna scratch the itch I want for a story-driven zombie survival game, and I think Days Gone has the potential to do that. So I'm looking forward to it.
I agree with you on like the demos that they've showed so far. The one where like the guys on the roof and like all these hordes are coming at him, and I'm just like, you're dead. Like there's like you're dead. Like what are you gonna do
Now,
in that situation? Now I know there's gonna be some video game magic bullshit.
Oh, she's pushing up her nerd glasses.
There,
ladies and
there
gentlemen.
are other kinds of zombies out there. If you look at the series by Z.A. Wreck, the Morningstar Saga, well, you have these zombies that they're parasites that like inflict you, and so even though you're kind of dead, you're just ill. Think of it, you just have a disease, and so you're like the superhuman maniac. Like, oh my
so
god,
it's like a super flu.
super flu, and you turn into a super rabid human, and then you
Oh my God,
actually.
can I get the super?
But then once you
Like in
actually
28 days later.
superhuman powers
But then once you actually die, you
from
can't
the
die.
flu?
No, from the flu, from any sort of thing that
Okay.
normally would kill you besides a headshot.
Got it.
You turn into the slow shamblers. So there are different kinds of zombies out there.
Interesting.
Oh yeah,
You're
girl.
teaching me
Oh baby
something.
girl, I'll teach you all the things.
My point was, so there was a different demo where you used the horde of freakers on a camp of regular people.
Right?
And to me, I was like, that seems dumb because now you've just made a whole bunch of new zombies.
Right.
yeah, but you have a split second there, or like a window
But
where
no, but
they're
like
so
I think you were
preoccupied.
trying to like get something in the camp. Like you're gonna have to go there. Maybe not. I don't remember. But it was just like in the world now you have just added to the populace of the freakers, which I'm just gonna say a lot because now I find it really fun. But
I do too.
and I'm like, why? I mean, I get that those people maybe weren't good, but
And fuck them.
are they better than the zombies? At least, like, are they
Hey.
like what's?
The zombies
What's the
don't have
balance
morals.
here?
The zombies will eat anyone and anything. They do not judge. People are assholes, and they will kill people just for the hell of it because they're idiots. Have you seen The Walking Dead?
I stopped watching that a long
Okay,
time
all
ago.
I'm saying is that zombies are better people than real people.
Wow.
They don't discriminate. They don't judge. They don't kill for the sake of it. They
They're
just
also
kill because
not
that's
really
what they're being
alive.
driven to do. Well, some of them are alive. Some of them are dead. You say tomato, I say fuck you.
I did look for that shirt.
You never found. There's a bunch of them.
I didn't find a good looking one.
Yeah.
They're all pretty.
Well, let's
poorly
make
designed.
one. Let's make one. It's
Okay.
not like copyrighted or anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you think, Andrea? What's your stance on Days Gone?
Andrea's like anti-zombie.
Yes.
But like,
So I'm
if
not.
it's an
I'm not a
interesting
zombie
narrative,
game
you're
fan.
not into it.
Yeah. So when this game got announced, I remember talking to Andrew Goldfarb when I was hosting for IGN Access, and I was like, I'm sick of zombie games. I can't believe they announced another zombie game. And then I saw a behind closed doors demo, and the guys from Bend, who were very nice and who have clearly put a lot of work into this game. It looks really interesting. I was like, I asked them a bunch of hard questions in that behind closed doors interview. And I was just like, because I kind of like was trying to hold their feet to the fire a little bit. I was like, you guys are making another zombie game with a publisher who has a very well-received, critically acclaimed zombie game, like
Last of Us.
So, and they have a sequel coming out in the not too distant future. So I was just like, and at the time that game hadn't been announced, The Last of Us 2 Part 2. But so I was just like, why is this game different than everything else that we've seen? And they talked about the horde system, and they talked about the other camps of survivors and this and this. And at the time, I was not sold. I have not been privileged enough to see anything else from this game to change my mind. Now, Game Informer clearly seems like they are convinced from the time that they've spent with it. So I'm looking forward to checking it out. I'm all about, a narrative and a story. And I just like, sometimes the mechanics in zombie games get super repetitive for me, or they get frustrating because it feels like the rules apply in some instances and then they don't apply in others. And like the fallacy of that or the suspension of disbelief just doesn't carry over enough for me. But that being said, I'm interested in playing State of Decay 2. And before you and I played that together, I had absolutely no desire to play that game. And now I'm like, okay, I can get behind this. But it's not the zombies in that game that make it fun.
Right.
It's like the base building and the taking care of the survivors and the scavenging and everything else. So I'm going to reserve judgment until I get to see it, which hopefully will be at E3 this year, which is just a couple weeks away.
Ooh.
But the question I have for you guys is, when do you think that this game is going to come out?
Nah.
So we're getting a cover story.
Yeah.
Think about when Spider-Man got its cover story, just like a month ago.
I was like, when did it get its cover story? I forgot already.
It got its cover story in April, and then they announced the release date in September.
If that game comes this year, I'd be very surprised. But
I would be too. But I mean,
but they have a cover story.
What about a holiday?
So?
Yes.
Do you think that they would want to put it out with Call of Duty, Battlefield, and Red Dead?
It's a very different. I mean, knowing nothing about Days Gone, I would say that's a different
type of game,
right?
yeah.
Like, so it could be fine, but I guess I'm still like in team camp with you, Andrea, in that I don't know. And granted, again, we haven't seen this game, but from everything we had seen in the past E3s, I couldn't distinguish what was special about it. And to me, a horde of zombies is not special. And one of my questions to you, because you are the zombie expert, Brittany, is the whole idea. I feel like any zombie thing I've seen, the theme is always like, yes, there are zombies, but people are terrible. Learn about the terrible people. And I'm like, I feel like from that description that Game Informer just did, that's kind of the same thing. And I'm like, is this not every other zombie story?
No. And that's one of the things I dislike most about, I don't want to call it modern zombie media because that sounds really stupid, but I prefer, that sounds really dumb.
Actually. Push your glasses up when you say that.
It's like, I modern zombie media.
Yes.
I appreciate zombie stories that rely on the undead as being the major threat. And I understand you're going to have people who are going to take the situation to their advantage or whatever, and they're going to loot and they're going to try to kill, they're going to establish camps. Like, that makes total sense. But for me, I like zombies because I like the idea of the post-apocalyptic. I like this threat that the zombies provide because I feel like they're slow shamblers, yet they're so deadly that you almost have to outsmart them. Where are you going to hole up? What are you going to scavenge? What are you going to do to ensure that you live to see another day? And I think zombies for a hot minute, even maybe until today, have been used as a marketing ploy more than anything. Like, our game has zombies, but the main threat are going to be the people you find within. Like, that's why I fell off with The Walking Dead, is because The Walking Dead turned into such a, this person's an idiot or evil asshole, this person's an idiot, this person accidentally killed someone because they did something stupid, and it all became about the politics of the communities and the settlements. And that's where I get real turned off. But I feel like it's an easy crutch to rely on when you're trying to tell a story and build a narrative, because like the zombies can only do so much. I feel like I've read lots of zombie novels that have been very good at just sticking to the zombies as being the main threat, but maybe when it translates to film or TV or something or video games, it's a hard thing to do. I feel like The Last of Us did a pretty good job, even though zombies like weren't like.
But even in that game, like I guess spoilers. It's a really old game, but like the threat turned out to mostly be the people. Yes, like you were fighting against zombies to try and get through to this area, or to get to the fireflies. But I feel once you got there, it was like, oh no.
Yeah, but I feel like all the encounters. No, you're right. But the encounters you had with the clickers and whatnot felt meaningful, and it wasn't like a random horde like you would find in Left 4 Dead, for example.
And I felt like the clickers had some personality, right? And it wasn't just one type of clicker. There was a couple of different kinds, and they all behaved so differently, and you had to respond to them. We obviously don't know if there's like multiple kinds of freakers.
I would
or
assume
it's just
that there are.
and yeah, there has to be, right? So obviously there's like, we kind of talked about the zombie bear, and obviously there will be more than just the bear. There'll be everything it says here in the Pacific Northwest.
Can you imagine it's like Far Cry, but a zombie like badger is attacking you?
Yes, I can.
Zombie cheeseburger.
Horrifying.
Yes.
Have you ladies played Dying Light?
A little bit, not enough.
And that one didn't appeal to you either?
The thing about Dying Light that I didn't like is because it just felt overwhelming. Like there was just too much to do. And the day and night system was a little too intense for me. It got a little scary, a little too scary for me. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, like my heart just kept like racing, and I was like, it's just too stressful. I can't play this game anymore. That's why
the volatiles.
That's why I stopped.
Okay,
so.
But that's like my idea of the zombie game that I prefer. You are immersed in this post-apocalyptic world. They're all these zombies, and the zombies don't feel like they're just there to be like to induce combat. It's more they're there because they would be there naturally in a zombie apocalypse, because zombie apocalypse is a real natural occurrence in life.
Yes, it's not fictional at all.
Yeah, it's great, and it's co-op. If you ever get the itch to play it again, Andrea, which I know probably never happened, but I'm putting it out there, I would love to play with you.
Okay, I will let you know.
It's never happening.
Speaking of co-op,
Good segue.
guess who's coming to Fortnite? Just
Who?
kidding. He's already there.
Oh my God.
Thanos. So beginning what was it, Tuesday, I believe?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The Infinity Gauntlet limited time mashup mode for Battle Royale is what's happening. So if you guys missed it,
I don't know how you could have.
you can't.
Have you not been on the internet?
So this kind of started out as a couple tweets from people, and then they full on announced the mashup, and then the gameplay started rolling out. So clearly Battle Royale in Fortnite is the hotness. Everybody is playing it right now. And the Avengers also the hotness, smashing records all over box offices around the world.
Smashing boxes.
Smashing the no.
Oh no.
So in Battle Royale, you can, of course, play as Thanos, if you guys have missed it. The co-directors of Avengers Infinity War, Joe and Anthony Russo, just like the rapper Drake and the millions of other players worldwide, are massive Fortnite fans, writes Nick Romero over at Entertainment Weekly.
So weird.
Joe told EW, over the past few months while we were editing Infinity War, we'd take breaks to hop on it and get in a few games. And then we'd start thinking, how cool would it be to have some kind of Avengers Fortnite mashup? So we stalked Donald. That would be Donald Mustard, the global creative director for, I think that's his current title, for Epic Games.
Worldwide creative director?
Worldwide creative director? Is that what it says?
That's a fancy ass title.
So Donald is great. And so let me read the rest of my notes here. Oh yeah, so out of the blue, I would get this call from Joe, says Donald. After a bit of geeking out over each other's work, we started brainstorming these crazy ideas. It was really important that whatever we did, it had to be super authentic to both Fortnite and Avengers Infinity War, and something that fans of both would be excited about. About an hour later, we had the bones of this awesome idea for a limited time gameplay mode, and almost immediately our team got started.
What a time to be alive.
I love how fast Epic Games moves on things for Fortnite in particular.
Oh,
This
yeah.
Battle Royale thing. I feel like they're like, we have an idea, let's do it, and then they literally just do the thing. Like, I can't imagine another company being able to pull that together so quickly.
Well, when you have a team of platform engineers
No,
at
I
your
know.
disposal.
I mean, I get why that they are in the very unique position of being able to do this, but it's still interesting to me.
Freaking awesome.
Do you want me to just drink your wine?
Ladies
for
and
you?
gentlemen, in a rare turn of occasions, Andrea is not a fan of her wine.
So
It's not a rare occasion.
I'm picky as
She's
fuck about
pickier
wine.
than I am.
But
I
you-
will drink whatever. I'll
Right,
drink
but
it from
here's
a
the
trough.
thing that Brittany, a good point. I bought this bottle of wine intentionally. I was at a winery in Napa a couple of weeks ago, and I bought this bottle, but I don't remember it tasting like this.
So bad.
It's,
Doesn't
yeah,
taste-
it's
nice.
it tastes. The thing is, it
just
tastes more like a
clean.
Chardonnay
What is
than
it?
I'm. It's a blend. It's a white blend.
Oh, man, I feel like I just ate an iron bar or something.
Whoa, it's not
An
that bad.
Iron bar.
Maybe it's the whiskey.
If you want to
probably
see Brittany give
whiskey.
amazing faces while wine tasting, patreon.com/whatsgoodgames. It is our exclusive video for the month of April.
I don't know how you do it. I like that one, though.
Delicious.
Florist floor
You like
flavors.
forest floor flavors.
So
Anyway, Fortnite.
anyway, a lot of people seem to be really liking this mode. There's been a cry from the community to add it as a permanent thing. Clearly, the licensing deal with Thanos and Avengers and Disney's got to be limited, I would guess.
Right.
Not
But do
that
we know
Epic
how
can't
limited?
afford it at this time, but like,
Have
no,
they
we
said how
don't.
long, or they're just like, that's
They
a
did
thing,
not,
limited
yeah.
time. Okay.
So you can play as Thanos. So
If you find the gauntlet.
right. So you have to take him down, and then when you kill him, the gauntlet drops, and then you pick up the gauntlet, and then you become Thanos.
Thanos.
And they had to nerf him pretty quickly after the first 48 hours because they were like, listen, he's supposed to be OP, but maybe not that OP.
Yeah, maybe not unkillable.
Yeah, so they nerfed his shield, but then brought up his health, because the way it works is, for people who haven't played in this mode, if you kill other players as Thanos, your shield regens, but your health never respawns. So like as your or regenerates. So as your health goes down, you just have to obviously keep killing players to keep your shields up until you don't. But he's got this cool ground pound jump ability. He's got the purple laser from the Power Stone, and
Sure.
yeah, it's
That's
a thing.
awesome.
It's happening.
It's cool. I think
So
it's
if you've missed
fantastic.
it and you want to jump in, get in there.
This is a good time to be alive, ladies and gentlemen. The last craze that was this insane was Pokemon Go. And these usually don't happen back to back this frequently. It's pretty awesome.
It's bigger, actually. Bigger than
It's
Pokemon
awesome.
Go. All right, next story. EA has confirmed that Anthem is coming in March 2019.
They've confirmed this thing a lot, though.
Well,
They're like, it's coming.
So CFO Blake Jorgensen from Electronic Arts says the game will be shipped in the last quarter of the year and in the last month of that quarter, meaning we'll probably have limited restocking of the title, even if it's extremely successful. Since it is a new IP, we're being conservative in how we're thinking about it. We're very excited about the game. It's extremely unique, and I think players are going to really enjoy playing it, but we're careful not to put too large of a forecast in there, and clearly will impact this year as well as next year, as we not only continue to sell more into the next year, but start rolling out the live services associated with that game.
Anthem, my sweetheart, come to me.
It also sounds like they're going to be, I'm trying to pull up the quote right now, based off what they said, an extensive beta testing shenanigans going on.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah,
Good.
obviously. Which
But
is
I don't want to do any of that.
I do.
I will
me
jump in
up,
for like a
BioWare.
second, and then I need to leave because like otherwise I can't do the same shit over and over again.
I can. I was in the Destiny Alpha and in the Destiny Beta.
No.
And then I just played Destiny, which was all the same thing.
So
So,
this
was
I'm
real
into
annoying.
This comes
when
from
I did that.
CEO Andrew Wilson. He said,
Hello,
Anthem
Andrew
is a
Wilson.
fundamentally social experience, and we will open new ways for fans to join the community and play early, enabling us to shape and refine the game with their input and feedback. We're deeply excited to launch this game's brand new franchise and equally excited to work with our players to make Anthem a game they can't wait to play and share with their friends for years to come. Yes, do that.
Okay. Yeah.
probably
I
a
would-
good idea.
I
Listen.
mean, I'm down to have a game that I can play with you guys for a long time. Like that sounds great.
Stardew Valley multiplayer.
Well, yeah, but that's. I mean, eventually you're like, we've married each other. What else can we do?
oh my gosh.
I mean, this isn't like surprising news, right? I think that's why we're kind of like, well, yeah, I mean, this game was definitely not coming out this year.
If they can figure out their end game systems,
Hmm.
which Destiny failed to do twice, they will be okay. Can they do it? I have no idea.
It's BioWare.
It's BioWare, but they've never had to build an end game.
It's true. Yeah,
That, which is the same as Bungie. Bungie also never had to build an end game.
yeah. I'm remaining optimistic. You know, this is we don't know enough
I'm
about this
trying
game.
to also
I
think of
can't.
like if any other EA studios have really had to do that, and I can't think of any.
I think I don't know.
I'm
I
sure
don't
they
know. We
exist.
just don't know it. The problem is like this game was announced. We don't know enough about it, so we're in our minds.
You're
and we're
friends with jetpacks flying around, exploring a world, getting XP, and shooting shit.
Yeah, and so we have it in our mind, and the only thing we can ever compare it to is freaking
I'm
Destiny.
Staring at Andrea until she cracks. I know it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
What do you think, Andrea?
Oh God, Steimer.
Listen, I am a fangirl of anything BioWare does. So,
Yeah, of course.
so like,
Anything.
yeah, pretty much.
If they would wait, no, I was trying to reuse the thing you said earlier, and then I fucked it up in my head, so it's not gonna work.
A
Okay.
fangirl in the sense that if they make a mistake, a la Mass Effect Andromeda, you're like, you know what, the potential was there. You didn't fill up your full potential.
I still really like.
I
I,
was gonna
still
say,
really
I'm
liked
not-
Mass Effect
Hey,
Andromeda.
I really liked Andromeda as well.
Did it have some issues? Yeah. But did I play all like 65 plus hours of that game? Yeah.
But okay, here's the question though, because I also really enjoyed Andromeda, and when I was playing it before it released, because I had a review code, people were texting me like, "How do you know?" People also had the game. And they're like, "What do you think about it?" I said, "I really enjoy it. I think it's fantastic. I think it's great." But then it came out, and I feel like most people did not like it, obviously. But because we still do enjoy it so much, is that because we're BioWare fangirls, or is that because we're more willing to accept the faults, or is it that it really was a good game, but just not up to BioWare standards? You know what I mean?
It was like, yeah, I would say it's like, it wasn't, and I don't think any of us would be like, that was the best game BioWare has ever produced.
Well, no.
But
I'm trying to define BioWare fangirl
No, Mass
here.
Effect 2 was the best game, obviously.
I still stand by Mass Effect 1, but mostly for the story.
I can't forgive the Mako. Can't do it.
Oh my god. No, so I hated the Mako. But then after watching videos like where there's gifs and stuff of the Mako where it's just like, I'm the Mako, fuck you, and it just like bounces like walls, fuck walls, like just doing all these things. I'm like, actually that was kind of
like
fun.
the Skyrim
like,
horse.
It wasn't that bad as I thought it was. Because then I went back and played it and I was like, yeah, this is janky. But if you just jump around, like if you just boost constantly, it's actually pretty fun.
Anyway, I'm excited for Anthem. I'm excited to find out more.
I'm excited for Anthem, but
I'm Team BioWare, always and forever.
I just want to like learn more about it.
Yeah, so we can stop
and I
speculating
want them
so much.
to give me a beautiful cape.
And comparing it to Destiny 2 right now, which doesn't have the best reputation going for it.
I mean, let's not. Although, if they can do any better than them, they'll be okay. But the part that will be difficult, and that BioWare has always, I think, struggled with, is getting the shooting mechanics down. Like, obviously, that's something Bungie's, like, got in spades.
Yeah.
They know how to make a shooter, but...
Maybe Bungie and BioWare need... Oh, we've talked about this.
Yeah, we
make
talked
a
about
baby.
Bungie and BioWare need to make a baby.
Bungieware.
B squared.
Oh, yeah. I was going to call it Bungieware.
Bungieware works, too.
I like it.
Although it sounds like underwear.
Yeah, it does. I would buy that brand of underwear.
What if they should make thongs?
Bungieware thongs. You heard
Maybe
it
we
here
should
first.
move on to the next story.
Okay.
How do you guys think about that?
That sounds great.
All right, so
I was having
Bungie
fun.
thongs. Walmart Canada has listed a boatload of games.
Walmart just was like, LOL E3?
Literally, that's what they were like. So if you guys missed it earlier this week, over on Reset Era, and of course our favorite sleuthster, Wario64, on Twitter also listed this Walmart Canada listing, which was a screenshot and a bunch of black box art with white text on various PS4 or Xbox One green or blue labels with a bunch of games, some of which are confirmed, some of which are not. And so the debate has now begun. Is this completely bogus? Is it partially real? Is it all real? We don't know. So some of the games listed on their website, which of course has since been taken down. Just Cause 4, Splinter Cell, Dragon Quest II, Lego DC Villains, Borderlands 3, Rage 2, Gears of War 5, Forza Horizons 5, LOL, Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
So the thing about this list that has me excited is, one, there's a couple things on there that we know are real, right? Like, we know Borderlands 3 is a real game. Gearbox has said that they're working on it.
Yeah.
We know that, what is it? Well, I guess we don't know. Well,
I feel like Forza's a confirmed thing, too.
But
Forza,
the
but it was
interesting part
Forza
about that-
Horizons 4, not 5.
Yeah, because the
Right.
last one was 3. So it'd be weird if they did 5.
Yeah.
Sure,
Well, the
but, I
Division
mean,
2 is on this list. That's
that's
confirmed.
coming.
The Last of Us 2 is on this list. That's confirmed. What else is confirmed here? We've got some usual suspects. We've got Metro Prime 4. That's confirmed. NBA 2K19, Super Smash Brothers, Final Fantasy 7 Remake. What is this? Destiny Comet. So that's the interesting one. So that was the original code name for it. What was in the Destiny contract that was leaked between Bungie and Activision. So I mean, there's some of this stuff is like plausible, and clearly some of it is not. The thing that really got people in a stir was on Twitter. The official Rage, like verified Rage account from Bethesda, from the publisher Bethesda, I should say, responded to this saying, they created this image saying, "Hey, Walmart Canada, here are a few notes. They have got a giant anarchy symbol. They have incorrect key art. They've circled the name and said wrong font, not all caps, and then it's missing the age rating." And then Bethesda's official account responded, "Dude." And then Pete Hines, their VP of marketing over there, also responded. So to a lot of people, that's like, is Bethesda just getting in on the joke, or is this some like
it's them
soft
getting
confirming?
in on the joke, but also soft confirming? And then like what I really appreciate about this image, number one, they use pink, which bless them.
Pink paint, yes.
And then also they use Comic Sans and Papyrus fonts, which is amazing.
The trolliest response ever.
It's incredible. Like, I love this so much on so many levels.
I love how they activated their Twitter account just for this too.
Yes.
It's amazing. There's no denial here, ladies and
Like,
gentlemen. This is how you social media.
This is absolutely how you social media. 10 out of 10. Great job.
Yeah, really good. Some people responded to Wario64 saying, "Oh, wonder why they have Final Fantasy VII Remake listed for Xbox One. Isn't it supposed to be a PS4 exclusive?" Good question.
Yeah, I wonder if I don't know. It's one of those things.
Yeah, I was thinking about that today on my flight here. I don't.
So I was flying through
This
the
is
sky.
what I
thought
think about.
things.
I know, Grant, I haven't done like my full-fledged research on this, but with Final Fantasy 15 obviously coming to multi-platform and other games as well, it wouldn't be surprising to see Final Fantasy 7 come to, another console besides PlayStation. But I don't know. I don't know how these deals work.
It depends on whether or not they partially fund it or if it's just a marketing deal.
Okay, see, there you go. Steimer knows all.
Not really.
No.
But I'll take it.
Yeah. I mean, Dragon Quest 2, that seems kind of odd, by the way.
Dragon Quest Builders 2?
Is it supposed to be Builders 2? Because this article just says Dragon Quest 2. I'm like,
Would be my guess.
Like, why would you bring Dragon Quest? I'm not going to complain. I like the retro games. I know that does not turn your crank, but it turns mine. So I'd be happy with that. Assassin's Creed, though.
I think that's just clearly like a placeholder for whatever the Assassin's Creed is going to be, but I don't think they're going to do a standalone game this year.
That's what
I was just gonna I thought they went away from yearly Assassin's Creeds.
They haven't announced anything about that yet. I would
Am I
assume we
making that up?
will
I
learn
thought
at
that we-
E3 what their plans are for the franchise.
Well, I hope that they take
The thing
a
is,
break.
these games all make sense, right? That's how
They
I'm
make
feeling.
sense, but not necessarily like right now.
Splinter Cell, it's been all up in the
Like
Ghost
Forza
Recon
Horizon's
Wildlands.
name doesn't make sense.
I mean, sure.
Typo, maybe?
Yeah.
Could have been a
Could
typo. Gears of War 5, yeah, we're due.
That seems right.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
due for that.
Also, Xbox needs some games. I
Yeah.
love you. I love you, but please.
Yeah. No, I mean,
Please help.
I believe it. I believe
I believe.
I believe. The
I'm-
Assassin's Creed thing's the only thing. Like, are they done with Assassin's Creed DLC? Have they announced or for Origins? Or like, is there something else
yeah,
maybe
they could do
coming?
like an expansion.
I would have to look through their season pass details, but
Yeah.
I don't know if they're doing more.
Yeah.
It's a good question.
Dun, dun,
I just made
dun.
myself bleed.
Are you okay?
Yeah, fine. I just ripped a hangnail.
What happened to our boy?
Well, just
Happens.
just pull your skin off on set. It's fine. Just
I-
bleed everywhere. I don't care.
we have insurance.
Everything
LOL,
is
no, we
fine.
don't.
This is fine.
All right. Well, I don't really have too much more news to talk about. God of War
That's
had
pretty good.
had their photo mode come out this week.
Oh, it did?
Yes.
Nice.
Um,
Can't wait to make Kratos smile in a really creepy way.
it's gonna be great. But what else? Warmind released this week, which we're gonna talk about in the next segment. Steam announced Steam Link is coming to mobile platforms at the end of May. You can play your Steam games on the go on your phone. Don't know how that's gonna work out.
Yeah. What?
But
Okay.
But I guess we'll have to see. There is a Bluetooth, I believe, controller support, which is interesting to think about. Yeah, that's probably all about.
That's a lot.
Yeah, we talked. I mean,
That was
we just
meaty.
talked a lot. Because we do. We just talk a lot.
Yeah, it's true. Okay, everybody. We're gonna go ahead and take a short break right now. When we come back, we are going to talk about Warmind
Yeah.
from Destiny 2. Britt has been playing some Monster Prom, and Steimer's gonna drink some more wine. It's gonna be great.
I am.
Stick with us, everybody. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. It's segment 2 of the What's Good Games podcast. And segment 2 this week brought to you by patreon.com/whatsgoodgames. Taking a cue from our friends over at Kinda Funny who use their ad slots to sometimes talk about what they do, I figure we better talk about what we do. Did you know, ladies, for just $1, you can get access to the happy hour Q&A?
Really?
Oh, wow.
Just $1.
I heard we're extending that as well.
We
Ooh,
are. What?
Did
What?
you say Undalar?
Yeah.
That's right, Samer.
It's going to be wonderful. If you missed our live stream where we talk about all of the Patreon changes, that is one of them. We're not going to go over all of them here because by the time this show goes live, we will not have yet talked about them technically. So if you guys want to catch up on all of the changes coming to patreon.com/whatsgoodgames, please check out the archive of our anniversary stream at youtube.com/whatsgoodgames or on twitch.tv/whatsgoodgames. But we also have some fun secret segment tiers. We've got in real life postcard tier. You can also get in on the new changing of the $10 tier, which I can't talk about yet.
There's some cool stuff. Go check it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What she said.
Also, if you're listening to this between, what time are we starting?
10 a.m. Pacific time.
10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Pacific time. You might be able to catch us live at youtube.com/whatsgoodgames or twitch.tv/whatsgoodgames. We might be in the middle of some announcements.
And we'll
Or
be
eat
giving away
some
some video
pizza.
games. I've got a bunch of codes,
Oh,
you
you
guys.
are?
I got them queued up, ready to go.
exciting.
There will be cake. There will be food.
Ooh.
Steimer said there will be pizza. That's new to me. But
we were talking about garbage food, and now I just want to eat garbage food.
yeah, it's
We
true.
were talking
That's what
about
we do.
getting old and fat and eating whatever we want. Yeah. Someday.
Pizza.
But what we love most about our Patreon is not the awesome content or the streams. It's you guys. It's the patrons who really support us, and we have such a great community there who not only talks to us and gives us great feedback about the show, but talks to each other. There's a lot of camaraderie between people who make comments and posts on the Patreon page. It's a great place to connect with other fans of What's Good Games, and it helps bring the show to you guys 100% free. If whether you listen to the show or whether you watch the show, it is brought to you by the fantastic people who support what we do and allow us to keep the lights on, to keep the cameras rolling, and to make the
wine
uploads flow
flowing.
like water. Or the wine, that too. So thank you to everyone who does support us, again, at patreon.com/whatsgoodgames. So, Britt, before we get into Warmind, I want to talk about Ni no Kuni 2. You have been playing this. So this game has been out for, what, a month now?
A few months. I think it came out in no, when did it come out? I don't know. I feel like it came
March or
out
February.
when I
or
was
February.
gone.
Oh, no.
I hadn't been home in like weeks. I feel like when this game came out.
Let's look.
Let's look
I
it
think
up.
it was March.
It came out on March 23rd.
Okay, so I was right. It was
Hell
March.
yeah.
Yeah. So I never finished the first Ni no Kuni, but it's one of my grandma's all-time favorite games. She loves Level 5. She loves Dark Cloud 1 and 2. I've mentioned this before. Whenever I see her, she always asks, have you heard about anything Dark Cloud 3 related? And I'm like, sorry, Grandma, I don't know if that game's ever coming. So I said, hey, Level 5 has this game called Ni no Kuni. I bet you would like that. Some people made it. She fell in love with it. And so her excitement over the first one, I'm like, you know what? I couldn't really get into the first one, probably because I didn't try hard enough. I'm going to try the second one. And I want to see. And it is like one of the most wholesome, feel-good, I think on Twitter I called it chicken soup for the soul RPGs I've played in a hot minute. It's super, the colors are super vibrant, but it's like fairy tale-esque in the sense that everyone's just happy and everyone has that positive attitude. Some shit does go down. You
I
know,
was about to say, there's got to be a problem.
there is, your dad may or not have been poisoned, or not your dad, the king may have been poisoned. This all is revealed within the first few minutes.
Papa.
Yeah, but so where I'm at, I think I'm about 15 hours in, is I have my core crew of people, and I just got into the kingdom building, which is...
Are you starting? That mean okay? So yeah, like the base building stuff.
It's
Or
base building. I haven't gotten too far into it, but I think it can get really intricate and really in depth. So something about Dark Cloud that I really loved was the town building. You got to build towns in that game, and
Multiple?
yeah, or no. It's been long. You can do at least one in the first Dark Cloud, and I think in the second one, someone's gonna have to correct me, but I know there was, because I have very like distinct memories of building the towns and placing them where they need to be. But it's just one of those games that fills you with like warm and fuzzies and hopefulness, and it's just a positive, uplifting, feel-good title. And it's been really cathartic to play, and I would definitely recommend it to those of you. And the combat isn't turn-based. It's all action.
Oh.
So, and you have 3 party members at a time in your group, so you can circle through them. In each party member has their own skills, and it's all like real-time stuff. So if you want to be the mage, you can play as the mage, but all characters level up even if they're not in your current party.
Thank God.
Yeah, that's the best.
I like get so irritated with modern games where you have to have that person in your party for them to level, and I'm like, no. Then I'm never going to use them. Why did you even bother making more people than there were slots?
Yeah, it's true. Something about this game as well that people had talked about was that Level 5 did say it's a little more streamlined. Remember we were talking about this?
Sure, yeah.
And
I'm
that
okay
it's
with
not
that.
full of tons of fluff. And you were super excited about it. You're like, thank
Yeah.
God. So it's supposedly only like a 40-hour game. I can see myself
Even
doing...
with the base building?
That's, I think, 40... When the reviews first came out, people are saying like a 40 to 50-hour game. But people have tweeted at me have said they put closer to $100 into it.
Yeah.
I think it's just one of those things where it doesn't feel like there's lots of fluff. There is an open world in the sense that like you go, it's linear in the sense, okay, linear, like you go here, you go here, you go here. There's some side quests, but then the open world itself, you know, it's like an overworld map is what I should call it. And you walk around and you can visit different areas, but it's not overwhelming at all. And I think you have a copy of this at your house.
I do. Yeah.
Play it.
Okay.
It'll make you feel good.
I like what you're saying, and I like the idea of a feel good thing right now.
It's really feel good. It's been a long time since I've played a game that just makes me feel like, I'm gonna snuggle up with my dog and my blanket and turn on the fireplace and just have a little fifth or two of whiskey next to me and just enjoy it.
You know what? I have wine at my house now.
Good for you, Steimer.
Wait, really?
I know, right? Like 2 people gave me bottles of wine, and I'm like, I have wine, and now I have a giant bottle of vodka and tequila. I've got all the booze in my house now.
Party at Steimer's, everybody.
I can drink and enjoy video games.
But I definitely would recommend it. And if you're like, oh, Ni no Kuni, JRPG is not my thing. Again, if the combat turns you off, turn-based combat, no turn-based combat in this. It's just an uplifting game.
I just like the art. Mostly.
And it's,
How involved is the base building?
It seems like a lot at first. And like I said, I just sort of dived into it. So it's not like every area of land is predetermined in the sense that you're going to build the weapons workshop here. You're going to build the armor workshop here. But to do that, you have to spend money, and the money consistently accrues while you're playing the game, and it accrues at a reasonable pace. So it's not like you have to just like sit there and twiddle your thumbs.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
And then what you do is you research and you upgrade the buildings. And in order to do research, you have to have enough personnel in the buildings. You have to hit a certain requirement in order to research, and then you have to spend money to do so. Anyway.
But you're not like city planning this thing. Like it's already laid out. You're basically just getting the points
100%.
Required to level it up.
It's good. It's a feel good thing. It's not like this is so annoying. Rah. It's like,
well, I wasn't sure. Like I had read lightly about the base building stuff, but I still wasn't quite sure like what the time commitment was there.
Yeah, I know. I'm at the point where the bases are helping me because my equipment I may have grinded for a little bit is like way overpowered, so the buildings can't do anything good for me right now, but they'll get there. But yeah, definitely would recommend playing it.
Cool.
Yeah. Goodness, there's a ghost in the studio.
Oh no.
It's just some wind outside.
That's all.
There's also a couple squirrels that live in my backyard.
There's no way of squirrels at the door.
Where they but they'll run across the ceiling, the roof every once in a while. You're like, here, I'll be out here editing a video or something, and I'll be like,
have you named the squirrels?
Oh, I haven't, but I should.
Yeah, let's name
because one of them's a black squirrel, so he's very recognizable. He's got his little bushy tail. He's really cute.
That does sound actually pretty cute.
Yeah. The other one is just like your average, the average brown squirrel. So I can't tell if it's the same one every year.
Should we call that one Joe because he's an average Joe?
Sure.
Okay. All right.
I don't know.
Somebody else named the black one.
Because I just got done playing Bayonetta 2. So you can name her the squirrel Bayonetta, like the Umbra Witch.
Oh, really?
And if it was like a light squirrel, you can name her Jean.
Oh, that's cute.
That is cute.
But, you know, if the other one's
Are you saying we should name the squirrel Bayonetta?
Yeah.
I like this.
Okay. And name the brown one Jean.
Joe and Bayonetta.
Oh, Joe. That works, too. Done. Official mascots of what's... Do we still have our spider friend in the corner?
Yeah, what happened to Kratos?
Nope. So we used to have a Daddy Longlegs, and we named him Kratos in the studio, and he was directly behind us, but he's no longer there. So
it's okay. That's what spiders do. They appear and disappear.
It's true.
There we go.
Oh my god. Sorry.
Did you see another spider somewhere?
No. This reminds me. This has happened twice in my current apartment. So like, get up in the early morning, gotta pee, and then like I look over and there's a motherfucking spider that has dropped down from the skylight and is just like eye level with me, but it's really tiny and also invisible, like slightly like see-through, like it's a see-through spider, and I'm just like, I literally just yelled no at it, and I was like, no, get out of here, what are you doing? And then it started like crawling back up.
Like while you're peeing?
Yeah.
Isn't that like the fear? I always am like deathly afraid there'll be like a spider like under the lip of the toilet.
That's happened to me.
While you're sitting on it?
Yeah.
No!
Yeah.
It's like every woman's worst nightmare.
It happened to me and it was okay, so it really is not that big of a deal.
How is that okay?
I don't know. You just hit the flush and then it goes down.
Oh, it didn't like crawl.
It didn't like crawl on me. That would be horrifying.
I'm always worried that they're gonna be in a toilet paper roll, like chilling in there. Because I've seen a video of like the Australian spiders like hanging out.
Okay, Australian spiders are a whole different thing.
Yeah, they're creepy AF. Like they're the worst.
Yeah.
Like the 100% worst.
The giant ones?
Like the husbands?
Like
yeah.
No, thank you, sir.
Diana told me
But you know what
stories.
doesn't have spiders? Ni no Kuni too, that I've noticed so far.
Oh, Yay!
It's a good wholesome game.
That's a great
wholesome game. So speaking of bugs, there's a giant bug in Destiny 2 I keep wanting to say Warmind. This is your fault. Warmind expansion 2.
What's the bug?
It's a god worm.
Sorry,
if you're familiar with Destiny, you know about the Hive. It's one of the enemy factions in Destiny and in Destiny 2. They're essentially like a bug-like humanoid race. So they have feet and arms and stuff, but they have like husks and
weird eyeballs.
Yeah, exactly. And they have like carapaces and like weird appendages and shit coming off of them.
You know so many bug terms.
Yeah. So it's so they're one of my they're not my least favorite. I hate the Cabal more. But they're one of my second to least favorite.
But do you only hate the Cabal because they came back for this?
No, I hate them because they have too many shields and like enemies with shields are annoying. And I'm not talking about like the shield that you like on their person. I'm talking about like literal physical shields
where you're like, motherfucker, I gotta.
Where you have to like shoot around the shield
like, I gotta
and they follow you.
Yeah,
but then they like rotate and you're like,
yeah. So they're dumb. But they do have a very satisfying animation for the head pop.
Oh my god, the head pop is real good.
So as suspected, the Hive in the game are very identical to the Hive in other parts of Destiny.
But excuse me, Andrea, I believe they are frozen this time.
They are frozen. They have ice on them, and that's literally the only thing that's different.
What do you mean?
I mean,
like literally, physically,
that's just they just have ice on them,
like a blue sheen, like
they're
a shimmer.
Just cold.
Yeah,
they're just cold Hive.
Yeah. I supposedly in Escalation Protocol there are different types of Hive that are new for that mode. I haven't gotten to play enough of that yet, so I finished the campaign in about 2 hours, a little less than 2 hours.
Oh, whoa, really?
I thought I read somewhere like someone was like, "This was a nice meaty campaign."
They lied to you.
Someone in the Facebook fan page, I think they said they got like 8 or 9 hours out of it.
How did they do that?
Maybe of the whole thing when you incorporate some of the public events and you incorporate. Because here's the thing: like after you finish like the story missions. Then you have to like go on like a fetch quest for these like data points and blah blah blah. So I haven't gone through all of that yet, but the story was just surprise, felt a little lacking. But I didn't want to make this a negative about everything I didn't like about it because I'm excited to jump back in, and there's a couple of reasons why. First, I really love what they've done with the reworks on the exotic weapons. And this is one of the highlights of the new expansion. Taking guns that you've maybe stuck in your vault and you haven't used for a while, putting them back into your active inventory and getting to play with them again and see the new animations and see how they've changed the way that they feel a little bit weightier, that they have more power. You as a guardian feel a little bit more powerful now, which is great. So really been enjoying that whole exploration. Love that they've finally implemented the emote wheel. That's great. Love that you can dismantle weapons directly from the vault now, which is amazing. But like such a small thing. Mm-hmm. I like that they've added in this like prismatic artifact type thing. I think I'm getting the verbiage of that wrong. At the Eververse store, which is the microtransactions that you can pay to buy silver and then buy stuff in the store. So what they've done now is they have this thing and they refresh it every 6 days. So when you activate it, you can't roll what you already have rolled before, which is a nice change and a needed change, because if you're paying for loot boxes, for crying out loud, don't make duplicates. Yeah. It's already bad enough to pray to RNGs to get something you don't necessarily want, but then to get a duplicate of the thing you don't want is fucking infuriating.
Yeah. And then you're just like, table flip.
And what's nice about it is that you can see what's available on the roll, and if you don't really like it, you can be like, nah, not for me this week.
You see the odds?
No, you just see what the items are for that week. So, and then supposedly,
I get it.
The inventory will change every week.
Got it.
So we have to obviously wait until next week to see like how diverse the inventory is going to get. But
sure.
So that's great. Haven't gotten to try out the Crucible stuff yet with the new ranking system with Valor and Glory. Looking forward to trying that out and getting back in. I did quickly get to level 30, which is the new level cap.
Motherfucker, they changed the level cap?
Yeah, but you do, like I said, you do like 2 hours of gameplay. You're there. The thing that's frustrating.
What about the light level?
Light level, I don't know what the new cap is, but right now I'm getting gear that's just with 2 hours of playing. I'm getting gear that's dropping at like 330, 335. Roughly.
Pretty sure I'm still in the 260s.
You'll be able to quickly get up there though.
Will I?
Yes.
RNGesus doesn't like me.
Yeah, but the thing is, getting up there is not as hard as it used to be because infusion is much easier and it's not as expensive now. The exotic drops are nicer. I had one piece, the exotic gear piece that I got at the end of not the end, but like the last main story mission, dropped at 345. Which was nice, and all of my other stuff was dropping in the low 330s. But like that's the thing is like the exotic gear has the chance to drop up to 15 above your current level, which is good. Haven't seen the new raid lair that drops today, May 11th, the day the show comes out. But looking forward to trying it with the What's Good Guardians, our clan. Sorry, I've been very absent from that clan, but
I
hopefully
feel like most people have.
But hopefully Salisbury is holding it down as our clan admin. So I'm looking forward to checking it out. So far, some of the concerns that I've ranted about on this show are still valid. It still feels like a lot of the same. The story stuff, I feel like they did hardly any explanation about what's going on. So there's this guy Zol, who's like this worm god for the hive. And he is a little bit different in a boss fight from the sense that it's not just like a single guy and then he's like a bullet sponge. He's like a very big kind of larger than life boss. A boss fight that's had more scale than anything that we've seen probably since Crota, which is crazy to think about. There's been some really good boss fights in Destiny, but it felt a little bit too easy. But I don't want to like rehash all the concerns because we've talked about how a lot of the things that I was really bitching about are stuff that they've said they're not going to implement until the fall expansion, which is supposedly Comet 2 or whatever this leak that Wal-mart Canada had. But so far, liking it. Reminds me why I love Destiny. I'm glad that they added more vault space. The shuffle with the 9 items in your active inventory is still super annoying to me, especially since so much of the stuff you could just throw away, and all of the armor that I've gotten from my hunter so far has been so ugly, just really ugly. And I'm like,
got capes, make a nice cape.
I know, right? So I love the armor that I have. My Optimacy set is my favorite. The cloak, arms, and legs of Optimacy is my favorite set. But I also have the set from the raid set is really good. But for the most part, like the drops that you get are just kind of like, eh. So I'm like,
Uggo Town.
I haven't seen any new armor from the expansion that is blowing my skirt up. Not yet. So maybe it exists and I just haven't seen it yet. Hopefully somebody will find it soon and post some screenshots of the full armor set so I can maybe have something to grind for. But it looks like the guns are going to be what's going to be worth going for. But yeah, so it's, as to be expected. It feels okay. If you aren't a diehard Destiny person, I would say no need to jump back in right now. They're still clearly working out the kinks. Wait until this fall.
I just feel like I hope that they'll address this, but it's one of those things where I'm like, do I even bother? Because I feel already so far behind. And that's the problem I had with the last game for me too, is like, once you put this game down, it's difficult to feel like you can catch back up. And I don't know that I'm going to be able to do any of the content with you because if I don't get the drops that I need.
Yes, you will. I think you think it's going to be difficult to catch up, but
that's their problem.
But I'm here to yes, you're right. It's a communication issue for sure.
Yeah.
But I'm here to tell you that it's not as difficult as you think because they've made some good changes to help you kind of fast track. And I have to imagine when the expansion drops this fall, they're going to do what they did with original Destiny and give you those kind of fast pass upgrades. I can't remember the exact name of the crystal thing that you did that lets you elevate one character up to the current level.
Was it the current level or the current light level? Or both?
Current level. But at that new level, it allows you to earn light level gear that's much higher. So it's a much faster process. And that's why I'm keeping a lot of guns in my vault because I know that I want to get my alt characters up, so I'm happy to run with you later. And I know that there's tons of What's Good Guardians that would gladly run as many story missions, as many strikes, or whatever that you would need.
It just feels so repetitive.
But by the time you play in the fall, there'll be a lot more content.
I feel like I might hold off and wait till the fall.
I don't know what it is about this conversation, but now I'm kind of excited to play Destiny 2 again. I don't know. I'm thinking like that sounds actually real fun.
The guns are just so good.
I mean,
and they're better now than they ever have
really
been.
Fun.
And it is fun to play with people.
And there's something very satisfying
That
about
was great.
about the grind, in the sense that sometimes you just want to have a mindless couple of hours where you just like have a bunch of bullet sponges.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay, a couple of hours, yes.
Yeah. No, not a long
no.
time, right?
No.
But that's the problem, is that I want more deep content as like a long time player.
Mm-hmm.
I want more. Yeah.
Do you want to be where the people are?
Yes.
Do you want to see them dancing?
I want to see them dancing.
No.
Floating along. Okay, no, we're done. So I'll give you guys an update once I play more, but I'm not. I got out my rant, and I want to get back to the reason why I love this game, because a lot of you, while you appreciated my rant and agree that clearly like Bungie needs to make some changes, I don't want to get sucked into only feeling negative about a game that I really do love.
Yeah.
And so I'm trying to focus on the things that I really enjoy about the game and remind myself why I love this game in the first place. And so I'm committed to trying it out and to seeing the steps that they've taken and to giving the game a second chance to win me back.
I think that's great.
More than fair, and you're allowed to have your feelings, Andrea Renee, because you love this thing so much.
Thank you.
You can rant and you can bitch all you want, but I do commend you. This was a very a positive discussion about Destiny 2.
Yeah, I mean, like, I want to be excited about it. You know, I want to be amped and look at it and go, hell yeah, they're fucking kicking ass.
Yeah.
Because they clearly make an amazing game. They have millions of players around the world.
They have amazing mechanics. I
yeah.
feel like they just sometimes don't know what to do with them.
Yes, agreed.
Yeah.
And they have the potential to do so much more. And as much as it pains me to have to wait all the way until September or whenever the next expansion is coming out, there's plenty of other games coming down the pipeline that we'll be able to play. And, you know, I'll probably run through all of the Warmind content by the end of May, just in time for State of Decay 2 to come out. And we got Detroit coming out. And
oh my God, Detroit.
you know, we got summer coming up. So there'll be plenty of stuff to do. So I will give you guys an update on that probably. Well, no, not next week, because we're doing a special episode next week, but the week after.
I'll try and play with. I just want to pop back in and see what's going on.
Yeah,
and say hello to my hunter and be like, "Hey, bitch, what's up?"
Yeah, you should. It's nice.
Yeah,
it's nice.
Yeah. Okay, so Britt, you have been playing. You finished the Division, you said?
Almost finished the
Okay.
Division.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever finished that
I definitely
game.
never finished it.
It
That's
was-
another game I wanted to get back into.
No, it was I think it was months ago where I started talking about how I'm playing the Division, but I'm not sure if I'll pick it up again. It's okay. What I learned is Jason and I are playing together. That game has a learning curve, and if you don't really know what you're doing, I would play that game and get angry just because.
what do you
Oh yeah,
mean?
it's frustrating.
All I remember is, you shoot things.
Oh no. Like those enemies are brutal.
No, it's not an easy game. Don't think it's an easy game. Like
I'm not saying it. I'm just.
Now, granted,
it's been
I
a
suck
while
at
since I
shooters,
played
but
it.
those enemies flank. They come from all angles. They are fearless.
They are aggressive.
and they're aggressive, and they will kill you. It's so.
It's true.
It's very, very true. And so at first, I was a little confused because, like I said, I don't feel like the game does a great job at telling you what it is you're supposed to be doing and what order you're supposed to be doing it in. Obviously, for a while, this was like the top best-selling new IP for a hot minute, and so like people like this game. So it became much more enjoyable to me when Jason and I started just streamlining the story. When you're not, because when you're playing it, you're not sure exactly what you're gonna do. There are you have to get, I think they're called technical supplies or points for the medical ward, the technical ward, and security ward, and you can upgrade those at your base of operations, but you don't really know if those are a necessity or not. but those missions don't give you a lot of XP. But in order to level up, so this is the problem. This is why it's confusing, is you do a mission, you'll probably level up at least once. But between that, you have about 2 or 3 more levels you have to go up before you can do the next mission. You can't go into like a level 26 mission if you're like a level 24 character. You will get spanked.
Yes.
And so you have to figure out what's the most efficient way for me to level up. Now, all the missions, now all the missions are essentially the same. I'm not doing the Dark Zone. I'm doing only the PvE stuff. It's so you can either collect virus samples, or you can save civilians, or you can.
I don't remember doing any of this.
It was a long time ago.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. Yeah. And where Jason and I were getting frustrated is we were wondering like, you know, we can spend hours doing missions, but we're only getting maybe a quarter of the way through the experience bar. And then we discovered these events on the map, and the map itself just isn't super intuitive. And but after probably 20 or so hours of it, we get it. And maybe we were just not patient.
It took you 20 hours.
No,
to learn
I mean, we understand finally like what you have to do in the most efficient way to do it. And this could be our fault because we weren't really looking to get in a game that wasn't easy to just pick up and play.
I don't think you can ever say that it's your fault.
Well, I mean, you know,
I'm just being real. Like,
I'm just being real.
I'm just
being real.
Being honest, and I'm saying that if that's
looking back on it now,
the best design.
It seems simple enough, but it's not the game where it's not the kind of game where it's like, okay, now you have to go here, now you have to go here, now you have to go here. You're given, at least this is my understanding, all of your missions from the get-go, and it's kind of, okay, go tackle these how you want to best tackle them. And it's not the easiest thing to figure out how to do that or how to approach that.
Did you look at guides at all?
No.
Just curious.
No. I probably should have. That would have made my life a little more enjoyable.
Just
but now that we're into it, we understand what's the most efficient way to do that is to streamline everything. Other than that, the missions are all the same. How you gain experience points. So it's very repetitive in that regard. But the main missions are so much fun because they usually have stage like go here, do this, do that. But the settings are all different, and the tactics of it and how you can play together is really enjoyable. It's just the missions you have to do in order to level up that just have gotten really repetitive. So I hope with the Division 2, which we'll see at E3, they're going to address that and make it so it doesn't feel so grindy, so repetitive, and focus on making more missions that are like the main missions that you experience in the game, because those are really fun. And the base of operations is fun too.
I also really want you to figure out how to make me look different.
Yeah.
I don't want 30 variations of the same puffy coat.
Yeah. Well, you have to play for quite a while before you get the good cosmetic options.
Like,
I still don't,
because I feel like I played a long time, and I was like, I'm literally just, this is one military coat after the other, and I'm sick of it. Where are my capes?
The only way I got, I think I look pretty badass as a character, although I look very plain. Like, I don't have much hair. I just wear aviator glasses, and I look like every other character in the Division. So I feel you, Steimer. There's not a lot of options for character customization.
Hopefully they've learned that lesson, though, because Ubisoft has been excellent with character customization, not only in Assassin's Creed Origins, but also in Far Cry 5. There's some really fun customization. So I think we'll see in the Division 2, which, you know, we're going to get revealed at E3 this year, some more robust options. So I don't let that hold you down.
That's all I want in life. But because when the Division first was being talked about, I was like, oh my god, a super cool shooter I can play with my friends, and I can, like, I'm a vanity whore. Like, I want to look cool. I'm like the person in the MMOs that's always going after those cool, like the cool looking shit.
Yeah.
And so then when I got into the game and I was playing it a lot, and I just felt like I just looked like literally everyone else, I was super bummed.
Yeah. No, that happens. You just can't care. I know you care about that kind of stuff.
I care so much.
No. But no, it was interesting because we would play, maybe we were like 5 hours into it, and we live in a neighborhood that has like a mile-long loop, so we would walk miles and miles and talk about the Division. I'd be like, why does it make me so angry?
Adorable.
I know. We have to get out because we're old and our backs hurt. But I was like...
Also, you don't want blood clots.
Huh?
You don't want blood clots. You gotta get that blood flowing.
But I've never played a game before that actually like made me angry. Like, I got so frustrated playing that. No. I mean, like, I would play it and I would get frustrated because it didn't seem to make sense. I'm like, what? But it's because I feel like, and I could be wrong with this, maybe it was just in a weird time and I didn't have the patience, but I didn't understand why I wasn't leveling up quick enough, why I wasn't getting enough supplies to level up my base.
Some of these side things gave you better XP than others.
Yeah. So there are events.
There is a way to min-max.
There are events that give you tons of XP, but then there are other things, I can't remember what they're called, that give you points towards your security, medical ward, and tech. And that's how helps you build up your base of operations, which in turn gives you passive perks and unlocks other perks that you can use if you want to.
My brain
There's
is
a lot.
hot garbage. I'm like trying to remember. Like the main things I remember like going in and out of buildings. I remember what that was like. I remember like fighting people but not being that impressed with the story.
Oh, that was the reason why the game made me angry. It does the thing where it's like, hey, go into this building, but we're not going to tell you how to get into this building. So you have to like run all around the building trying to find the spot where maybe you can like jump up on and climb through a window. I have no patience for that.
No.
When it doesn't tell
Tell
you
me where to go.
Yeah, well, especially
Well,
no. It's like if
that
you're not
was,
going to
you
tell me,
know.
that's one thing, but the map marker literally leads you to an incorrect point. It's like this is
It's
where
like
you need
the
to go.
GPS
Yeah, the
that led Michael
pathing
Scott to
was
yeah.
very confusing
Yeah.
for sure.
Anyway, I'm very excited for the Division 2 now. Before I was kind of like, but now that I've played this, I see a lot of potential and ways they can improve. And I know people have said that this 1.8 version has been the best the game has ever been since it launched, and it's fun. It really is. You just have to, kind of learn the way of the game.
Yeah, so the Division for me is like people trying to jump into Destiny now,
Yeah,
right? Because it's a live service game that's had a lot of updates and a lot of quality of life changes over its lifetime. And so I'm glad that I've just kind of like watched it all by the wayside, and I'm ready to jump into the Division 2 and have a lot of fun with that game.
Yeah. I know it's really stupid.
What?
So the one thing that I got real excited about it was an E3 demo of the Division, and it was like you were like walking up to this building and there was a car and the car door was slightly ajar and your character like closes it. And to me that was like fucking mind blowing. I was like, oh my god, you closed the door. Do you understand? You closed the door. That's so cool. And I think everyone around me was like, what's wrong with you?
No,
But I was like,
No.
but that's such like a granted, I don't know, I cannot remember if that actually was a thing in the game, but it was during an
I
E3
can't remember
demo.
closing any doors.
It was scripted, so I
But,
don't think it was
yeah.
actually, which is
I thought
why.
you can open doors and use them as cover.
probably.
Yeah, no, but it
I haven't
wasn't the
done
same.
that.
Like the door was slightly ajar, and it was just the animation and everything that they had done, where you just very naturally like
It's okay.
close it, and I was like, that's cool, because you would do that probably.
I freaked out over the snow in God of War. It's fine.
The Snow and God of War was beautiful.
Oh my gosh, people don't realize those snow mechanics are so hard to
Dude.
do. Snow physics.
Crunch,
Oh,
crunch,
the
crunch.
sound, the way it kicked up around you. I called you. I'm like,
so
you have
good.
to see this.
It's like a snow orgasm.
Come look at the
Snowgasms.
Snowgasms.
It was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then again, we agree that playing anything after God of War makes it tough to go back to all other games.
That's yeah. So you'll notice I haven't said anything I've played this week because I haven't played.
She's
anything.
ruined.
And it's hard. It's really difficult for me to go back. I mean, whenever I finish anything that I love, whether that be a game or a book or like whatever, I tend to be like I need space. I need some time after to like just ruminate on it. And the fact that I played Far Cry like the day after and just forced my way through that game, I think exacerbated the issue.
No, I hear you. That's
I can speak.
That's what happened to me. I finished God of War, and Jason and I are also at that time in the middle of Far Cry 5, and he's like, hey, you just finished God of War. Let's jump right into Far Cry 5. And I'm like, I just need, a day or two.
Need a
Let's
minute.
play Neverwinter Nights on PC, because it's so vastly different.
The thing I haven't found my Neverwinter Nights because I
Dark Side Detective.
drunkenly tried to hop into Persona again, and it didn't go well. Mostly because I was really drunk and like really unsure of what was happening.
Yeah.
You're like, oh yeah, there was a lot going on in this game that I don't remember half of.
It was mostly like I could recognize that I was drunk, and I was like, I cannot time management right now. I cannot.
Oh, yeah.
I cannot make a decision
no.
on what is the most appropriate thing to do at this moment. So I'm gonna back away slowly.
So you need a palate cleanser. Play Dark Side Detective on the Switch.
No, I was thinking about Ni no Kuni now that you've mentioned
Oh,
that, because the
yeah.
other game that I really want to get back into is Hellblade, but I just know how much of like, well, number one, I want my hearing fully back for that, and number two, it's such like a dark game and like a dark subject, and but I feel like I just need to rip that Band-Aid off and go for it.
Yeah.
Because I'm the kind, so
Because it's a relatively short game.
it is, and I've played a decent amount of it, so I feel like I could probably just shut up and finish it. But I'm always that person where, and so in my last relationship, whenever we would look at things like documentaries on Netflix, it'd be like, do you want to watch this like super depressing documentary? Like, maybe one day. Like, I need to be in the right mood for it. never was I ever in the right mood for it.
Documentaries are rough, man.
But I feel like that's what Hellblade's going to be for me. It's going to be that documentary that I never watched.
It's like watching Schindler's List. Like, you know, it's like one of the masterpieces of cinema, but like, god damn,
like, my God, brings you down.
So Ni no Kuni might be a good balance.
I think I need a Ni no Kuni
do both of them
in my life
Yeah.
for a little bit.
Or maybe you need some Monster Prom.
Oh my God, I definitely need Monster Prom.
So we're going to be playing it during the anniversary stream for a little bit, but Britt, you dipped your toes into the Monster Prom pool.
Did you successfully date
But I
anyone?
got so okay. Something I love about this game is my only experience with dating sims have been How to Full Pigeon,
Great.
How to Full Boyfriend. I'm sorry, How to Full Pigeon.
What's funny? What's great
Featuring
is I didn't.
pigeons.
I was like, "Yep, that's the name of
I
that game."
also didn't correct you either. I was like, yep.
I've had a few glasses of wine. That's totally the name of that game.
Yep. And then that other dating sim I talked about on the show a while ago, the Men of something or another.
Women,
Men.
and
Tights.
I need to see that. Anyway,
Wait, have you not seen that?
She hasn't seen
no,
it.
I have, but it was
Oh, you
like
have? It was
10
a long
years ago,
time
and
ago?
I was a little tipsy.
Got it.
Anyway, so my experience with dating sims is very limited. However, Samara, you're going to love this game because it's
I've played it.
oh yeah, that's right, you've already played it, but it's super vulgar. It's super the comedy is so dark and twisted and hilarious. They don't hold anything back. The stuff that's talked about is just like, haha, they totally went there. That's great. There's talks of orgies and dicks and sex. It's perfect.
I love
Wow.
all those things.
All right then.
No, it's wonderful. And I thought I was doing well. So there's a bunch of stages, as you ladies probably know, and every stage is essentially a new day. You get prompted with some questions. If you answer correctly, you gain points. If you answer incorrectly, you lose points. And depending on who you want to take to prom, you have to have a certain amount of points. I thought I was doing really good. I wanted to take Damon to prom. The prince,
demon.
The demon, yes, the prince of hell.
Damon the Demon.
Damon the demon. And at one point I hit a body and I tried it a couple times, and every time the situations were different. So you can't really game this unless you want to play it a bunch. And at one point with Damon, I had hit a body next to one of his bodies that he killed someone, all next to all of my bodies. He thought I was amazing and wonderful.
Sure.
And he praised me. I'm like, I got this in the bag. I
You're like,
concocted
"Oh, yeah."
I concocted a soup full of knives, and he thought that was the coolest thing ever.
Soup full.
And then I asked him to prom, and he said, "How can I put this delicately?" Fuck no. And he turned and walked away. So you will get rejected a lot. I read a review on this.
no.
I was like, am I this bad at these games? So I read a review on Polygon, and the person who wrote it, the author, said that he also got rejected several times. But there are guides out there that tell you how many points you need to have in order to take these people to prom, and there are secret endings as well. So there are ways to do these.
Lots of
Yes.
playthrough options.
But it's really fun. The writing is so clever. And
I'm hoping
it's
I'm
great.
okay at this.
No, I got rejected.
I'm going to be terrible at it, let's be honest.
Oh, yeah.
Because I like dating sims are like the one thing I have. So I'm like, okay, if I'm not good at this, god damn it. Like,
Oh, no, Steimer, you'll be fine.
No.
I mean,
you
I
get
hope
it.
so.
Yeah, I got
I
rejected.
need a date. I feel like when we played at PAX West,
I didn't play with you ladies.
you didn't play with it.
No,
Okay,
uh-uh.
I played. You were there, yes.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I was the only one who successfully got a date at the end of it. But now I'm like, oh no, can I repeat this?
Well, because at the beginning of the demo, did it have you answer those questions?
Yes.
And okay. Yeah, so the tricky part is just learning like what do you have to say in order to woo these people, and it's not cut and dry most of the time. And you don't really,
Which is good in a way.
it's not like BioWare games, where you know what the right thing is to say to get someone to like you a lot
You're
more.
I
like,
don't know about
just be
that.
kind to you.
I am the queen of not getting rejected in BioWare games.
Oh yeah, no, her and we're like, we can get laid by anybody.
I will
we
see
want.
you and I will bang you if I
But
want
then
to.
you need to teach me the ways, because
Oh,
tried as I might, I never got to bang Miranda. She
Oh
never
my
wanted
god,
to bang
no,
me.
Miranda and I.
Miranda.
So I had a male shep where I banged Ashley in the first game, kept her alive. I'm sorry, R.I.P. Kaden,
Rip in
and
peace.
only kept her alive so that I could romance Miranda in the next game. I like rubber face in it. 'Cause I
Okay.
hated Ashley that much.
Yeah, no, Ashley's a terrible person.
Yeah.
She's bad. Don't at me. She tried to kill
Don't
Rex.
at me. That was like
I never
she's
kept
also
Ashley
a space racist, but the fact that she tried to kill Rex, I was like, bitch, no.
I never did a game playthrough where I kept her alive, so I'm unaware of this.
Yeah.
What a bitch.
Yeah, so she comes back,
She tries to kill
and
Rex.
I was like, I'm with this hot chick now.
Yep. But Monster Prom, real fun.
Anyways.
Real funny. I screwed up a lot, and I restarted my game many times, and I realized I'm never going to get this right. And it's
You
fine.
might.
I might if I play it
You
enough and
managed
see
to
it
get married
repeat.
in real life. I feel like you could manage to figure this video game out.
I don't know, man.
You could do it, Britt. We believe
Thanks.
in you.
Thanks. We'll see. Damon, you will be mine.
Yes.
Get him. So in addition to playing Warmind, I went back to I brought my Switch with me. I downloaded Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze with all of the intentions of playing it on my Switch, and instead I was like, you know what? I feel like doing some shrines in Zelda.
Oh my god! I never thought I'd ever hear the name.
I know. So I just booted it back up, and I was like, just started walking around and
Looking at stuff,
exploring some areas that I never went to in my original playthrough of Breath of the Wild. Just reminding myself like how wide that world is, but like it's great. It's a beautiful game, and there's a lot of amazing puzzle elements, and I do like how they reward exploration, even though there is a lot of open areas in that game. And I know that like Zelda purists are like, oh my god, it's the best game of all time. Yes, go ahead, flip your hair.
No, it's not the best game of all time. No,
Flip.
I will return my hair to its original state pre-flip for that.
And like it is, and it definitely obviously deserved a lot of the awards that it got. But you know, yeah, just going back and doing some of the shrines, and I'm in the Nemoris, I think it is, the divine god, the camel one.
I haven't done the camel. That's my last one.
And so
I you haven't finished this game.
Nope.
I booted it up and was like, oh yeah, and because there's this whole section of the map around Hyrule Castle that because I haven't gone to Hyrule Castle yet, but I have
What
to.
do you mean? It's like you like walk right by it.
No, you can go up to it at any point. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just like have intentionally been avoiding it because like, man, fighting those guardians is a
Oh
pain
no,
in the
it's
ass.
real.
I will
it's
say,
terrible.
I think Hyrule Castle is the best part of that game because it has the whole castle is essentially a dungeon in itself, and there's a lot of things to find. You can find the healing shield.
Wait, you've played that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
But
because you
not
can.
finished the.
Yeah, because you don't. Yeah, because you can go and explore through the castle without taking on Ganon.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
Yeah, so I've been waiting because I wanted to get the Master Sword, and so I think I have enough hearts now. Because you need 14 hearts, I think, to pull.
Oh, to pull the Master Sword. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't really know. All I know is I kept. Can't you do something that like makes your health drain slower when you do that? Maybe not. I don't remember.
I'm sure there's a guide I can look up, but yeah, I've just been doing a bunch of like random side quests. There are like a lot of bullshit side quests.
They're all
in that
bullshit
game.
side quests.
They're all. None of them give you literally anything.
Like
No.
so many of them are just like random fetch
Find
quests.
this thing. And I'm
Oh,
like,
the feelings
no.
are stirring up within me. It's
No, we're not gonna dive
I
down
know
that
we're not.
rabbit hole.
It's
but
fine.
I was playing it, and I'm looking forward to like what's great about that is I whenever I have flights,
Yeah.
it's just always there on my Switch waiting
I
for
have
me.
it on my Switch and I have it with me.
Yeah.
Speaking of Zelda, there was a job description posted by Nintendo
Oh yes.
looking for level design for dungeons, for outside fields, enemies, blah 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 blah.
Hello, I would like to design a field.
It's the Pokemon RPG, duh.
Oh, that would actually be pretty clever.
Just kidding.
Jeez. But what made me excited
It would
about
be.
that
was
was that
I like the idea of dungeons in Pokemon.
was the dungeons in Zelda makes me really excited too. I don't want these shrines. I want actual dungeons.
Yeah,
Yeah.
as
That's-
somebody who is a newcomer to Zelda, I'd heard about dungeons, and then so coming in on this game and being like, "There's all these little shrines." I was
Yeah.
like, "Is this it?"
No, I remember
Is this the thing?
the last Zelda that I finished was A Link Between Worlds, the one on the 3DS,
Yeah.
and the dungeons in that game were really great.
Yeah, they're fantastic, and that's why I think Hyrule Castle is the best dungeon, the best part of Breath of the Wild, is because it is. It reminds me of like Jason and I spent 3 or 4 hours like just exploring the whole thing.
Yeah.
Like, this is what the dungeon should.
I feel like the Divine Beasts are the only thing that really kind of replicates what the dungeons are in other Zelda games. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, which is as we would call it in the 90s, a real diss.
Yeah, because there's only 4 of them.
There's only 4 of them, and they're uninspired. The insides all look the same. It's not like when you had the fire temple, the water temple, the forest temple, the spirit temple, the shadow. You had all these awesome things. Not to mention you had the Deku tree. Anyway,
The what tree?
The
Deku
Deku
tree. The Deku tree. You had
The
Jabu
didgeridoo?
Jabu's belly. You had Dodongo's cavern. All of these themed dungeons and temples that all had, like I said, their unique theme.
Yeah,
but
I was
all
kind
the
of waiting
levels.
for like a like a themed temple.
Yeah, they're not. It's not in.
Which I
They
know
don't
obviously.
exist in
Well,
Breath
I
of the
know,
Wild,
but like
yeah.
before I really knew anything, I was just like, "It's an open world Zelda. Where's the water temple? Or like, where's the temple thing?"
Because I went into Breath of the Wild pretty blind, and that was one of my biggest disappointments. Is where are the dungeons and temples? So seeing that job listing makes me hope.
Would you consider the mazes to be themed temples?
What are
the mazes? The
mazes in Breath of the Wild? Don't tell me you never found one.
Are you talking about the labyrinth looking things?
Yes.
Yeah. No. I mean, they're interesting, but it's not
I
like
haven't found one of those.
They're like you have to really like go up to the edges of the map to get them.
Yeah. I mean, they're fine, but it's not like where you had all these themed, like I said, temples and dungeons in the past.
Yeah. I mean,
Where-
like I haven't played clearly.
Yeah.
Not nearly as much Zelda as you have, but like I also kind of felt like it was a little samey.
Oh, extremely samey.
And so that was obviously one of our
Right.
criticisms. But like I said, we're not gonna
No.
drudge that back
Well,
out.
Yeah.
Pull me away.
What I brought it up to say was I had fun.
Good.
It was fun.
That's good.
Just wandering
I think-
around.
I think that's my
And
goal.
being Little Link, did you take your shirt off?
I did dress as a girl.
There you go.
Ooh, the Gerudo.
Yeah.
I want to say Gerudo. I would say
Gerudo?
Gerudo. Gerudo. It's not Gerudo. It's Gerudo. Brett, get your shit
But
together.
I don't know if I can take that costume off because like the girl in charge was like, I know you. She calls me Link now, and
What? You
take it
we're
off.
fighting the
can
divine
take it off.
beast.
You're good, girl.
You can take it off if
Take
you
it
want.
off. I've never gone naked though because I like
I just-
protecting my skin from the elements.
No, I like shirt off Link, and then going up to like this girl
And her getting very
and
bashful.
her being like, "Oh my God, Master Link, please put on."
when
a
you're
shirt."
talking to Impa, yeah, it's great.
and you're like,
Yeah. I need to finish that game.
"No, look at my abs. Look at
Link
them."
doesn't have any abs.
Doesn't he have like two?
No, he's too androgynous.
You know what?
True.
The fact he has a flat stomach, that's more than most people.
That's true.
Give me an M-rated Zelda game. Give me an M-rated Pokemon game. I've wanted these things my entire life.
It never will happen.
It'll never happen.
happen.
Hey, I'll settle for another
Oh.
teen, like Twilight Princess. Give me another teen-rated Zelda game.
I could go for an M-rated Zelda.
Oh,
Pokemon, no. Like that's through and through a kid's game. But we could make like a dark Zelda game.
Oh, a dark, twisted Zelda game. That's always been like that's something I appreciate about Twilight Princess is it did kind of broach that subject, but it obviously was like, teen rated, that's fine. Yeah, that would, oh man.
I know nothing of Twilight Princess.
Like where Zelda and Link actually finally hook up.
Well, they finally freaking hook
Let's
up,
get
give them
it
some
on,
sexual
right?
tension, make Ganon like actually like an antagonist.
A real nasty
A real,
man.
yeah, finally a real pig-faced butthole because he is part pig and he has a little snout thing going on.
he is a pig.
Yeah, just man.
What?
One thing we did, I don't think we talked about. Maybe we did. Am I
From Software, make the
Beyond
next
Good and
Zelda
Evil
game.
2.
Oh, yes. Okay, so you guys said two wildly different things. So Brittany is
I'm over
like
here,
From
like,
Software make the next Zelda
whacking
game,
my
which I think
pack
is
to
a
Zelda.
gigantic pivot that will never happen. We're going to shelve that for right now. And then Steimer very aptly reminded me that we never talked about the stream that Ubisoft did for Beyond Good and Evil 2, the Monkey Report
Yeah.
or whatever. So that's true. We should have probably talked about that back in the news
Yeah,
segment.
but I just because of the pig thing, and I was like, and that made me obviously think of the
because it happened
cinematic.
It happened last week.
And that happened last week.
Yeah.
But at the end of the week, but after we'd recorded the podcast.
So I don't know, like that's kind of a lot to dip into right now. But essentially, they just like showed some new information, and
You could be your own hybrid animal, which I was like, fuck yeah.
right. So they confirmed the big news there. Just to keep it brief, was that they confirmed you will not be playing as any known characters from Beyond Good and Evil. You will be creating a custom character to play as in Beyond Good and Evil 2.
I'm gonna be a panda.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Because I can.
panda.
that's right.
I'm gonna be honest. I think it's too much to dip into right now.
Yeah.
It's
But
totally fine.
the
I just
good news
wanted
is
to
they'll
mention it.
they'll hopefully be showing something from it at E3 more than what they showed, because that stream was kind of boring.
It was too long for what it was.
Well, and like they didn't show anything really.
They showed like 10 seconds of a gameplay animation.
not
and, like,
enough.
You moving from between ship and ship. Thank you, my darling. And yeah, no, I agree. I want more.
The big question I'm asking is why? Why did they do this now? Why didn't they just wait until E3, show a nice gameplay demo, and then do like a live stream during the show where they get to talk about all this stuff?
Footage.
This is
wasn't
again
even alpha.
Why every company needs is this okay? Is this a smart thing to do? They need that person.
Yeah,
company.
They do. But it doesn't matter usually. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have the third segment to get to. So we're going to cut this short.
A long one.
And by short, I mean we're 2 hours in.
Holy shit. LOL.
So the next segment's kind of special to us because it's all about our first year at What's Good Games.
We made
so
it to our
stick with us,
birthday.
everybody. Get some tissues, get a drink, take a bathroom break. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. It's the final segment of the What's Good Games podcast. We're laughing because we were talking about whiskey, the stainless steel chilling cubes, or wine pearls. And Seimer was like, you know what they look like? And I was like, wait, what? And something I'm not going to say on the podcast.
I almost said it, so I'm glad you said not saying it.
Yeah,
Great.
I mean,
We've established what we're not saying on this podcast.
Well, we had somebody write into the show to say that we talk too much about alcohol.
oh, we did
You know
get that.
what?
Yeah.
No. We don't talk enough about alcohol. Because I don't even think we really mention it all that much.
We don't. We do drink on the show quite frequently, but our very first T-shirt created by the hashtagonist featured a wine and a whiskey glass.
You know, there ain't nothing
That's the
wrong
great
with
part.
a little bit of alcohol.
That's a great part of being an adult. You can responsibly enjoy
Yeah.
certain things in life. And for us, one of those things is alcohol.
So long as you're not
Correct.
unhealthy about it, it is fine.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We have a great time. Clearly.
So, as we mentioned at the top of the show, it is our
Birthday.
birthday. It's What's Good Games 1 year anniversary, and what a road it has been, thinking about where we kind of first conceived of the episode or of the series, and you know, everything that we've accomplished over year one. So I wanted to kind of take some time to chat about, you know, some of our favorite moments and favorite memories from the first year of working together.
So for me, something that's kind of funny is Steimer, you'll think this is cute. Jason and I are walking around the neighborhood on our little loops that we do. And I was just talking to him about this. Before we flew in to have our first WGG con, it was the night before, and our power went out. And the power had been out for probably like 6 hours at this point. But I had a flight the next morning, and it was probably around like 9 p.m. So I'm like, I wanted to put together some notes of things we could talk about at our first meeting, our first WGG con. And I remember sitting at our table, Andrew, you also sat at this table, it's one in our house, by candlelight, because we were literally out of electricity, like scribbling down like notes like frantically, because I was so excited to do this thing. And it's just so crazy to think it's been a year plus since then. You know what I mean? It's like, that feels like that was just yesterday. I'm like, man, I'm
Yeah, it
fucking
really
Paul
doesn't
Revering
feel
this
like
shit.
a year ago.
Yeah.
Like you're saying like 52, and I'm like, what? Because I think I've missed 2 shows. So I've been on 50 shows? Like, what are you talking about? That's insane.
Yeah, and none of us have really missed that many shows. I mean, you got married,
Yeah.
which is incredible. You went on like 10 other cruises, which was, you know, good for you, I guess. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Which, like, whatever, but sure.
It's been a really wild year. So in our first year, just a couple milestones, we partnered with Facebook to do the Raise Your Game stage at E3 2017. We also, Steimer and I made an appearance on the Rooster Teeth stage at E3.
Yeah.
We have individually appeared on a bunch of other shows and podcasts. At PAX West 2017, we partnered with Square Enix and Deck 9 Games for the What's Good Games Life is Strange Before the Storm launch party, which was fantastic and amazing. It was our first like really big meetup, and you guys brought the goods. Like, I mean, we had a line out the club and around the block, which was incredible. We had our first panel panel.
We guested at Games Expo in Tulsa as well.
Yes.
Oh my god, that was so much fun.
Wasn't that fun?
Yeah.
Karaoke and just the
luchador wrestling
God.
/ karaoke.
So good.
That was really
Going to
crazy.
the arcade bars and like, I feel like
looking at a post
anything we do is obviously like fun for me because I get to hang out with you guys. So, like, it doesn't feel like work ever.
Right.
Obviously there are like the tasks that we have to do to make sure that all of the things make it out and whatever. But like just being with you guys is the best. And like it doesn't like this is just fun. Like
we did it.
This trip in particular was funny for me because you were originally, I'm just gonna tell you, I don't care because I wine.
Okay.
So like, we were supposed to be in hotels, and I was honestly like truly bummed. I was just like, I don't want to be in a hotel. Like when I go, because I live alone already, right? Like so I don't like I don't need to be alone anymore, right? I've got that down. So coming up here, I'm like the thing I look forward to the most is like sleeping with you, Brittany, and like having being my snuggle buddy, and then just like chilling in the morning or whatever. Like I just enjoy those downtime moments that we have. And then I mean, like spoiler alert, thankfully we managed to cancel those hotels and now we get to stay here, and I'm like, really excited about it.
Yeah, that was also something else I was thinking about reflecting upon this first year. Remember the very first night, so Jason and I, we live at home together. Obviously we work together because we both are self-employed and we sleep in the same bed together. And so when we did our first What's Good Games WGG Con, that was the first night he and I had spent apart in probably like years.
Really?
Legit.
I had no idea.
Yeah. And so the funny part is the first night away from Jason, I totally pulled the move on Simon in the middle of my sleep. I remember I like tried to like snuggle you.
I was real confused.
And you said, because I was so used to having a snuggle buddy, and I was so confused and so out of it that I literally thought it was a dream until the next morning you brought it up. And I'm like, Meh.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, I remember she just like came up on me, and I was like, "What?" It's just like,
for people who are confused, I have a guest room in my house here in the Bay Area, and I offered to like either have one of them sleep on the couch or to get a blow-up mattress, and they're like, "No, we can share the bed. It's no big deal." And now I guess it's something we look forward to every month.
Yeah, we have at least once a month for an entire year. We have shared a bed together. No,
Jason's
it's amazing.
not jealous, is he?
Oh,
I think Jason's willing to share with me.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
he total 100%. He's not a jealous dude.
But
no,
it's a comfortable bed.
Oh my god,
Real comfort.
Right?
it's the only bed I can just lay on my back and just instantly fall asleep. It's a
Same. It's the
freaking
only
amazing.
bed I can sleep on my back.
Yeah.
in.
It's a memory foam, y'all.
Yeah, no, it's just
But
been
not,
incredible.
not a full memory foam mattress. None of that.
It's a
No.
topper.
It's an actual like spring mattress with a memory foam topper. Yeah.
Actually, I think WGG Con fell on Cinco de Mayo last year.
It did. It was around
It
my
did.
birthday.
It did.
Because I remember I have photos of us going out to dinner at Iacolucci, which is a Japanese barbecue restaurant
that
here
was
in San
good.
Francisco. And there's a photo of you with like your little ice cream thing with a candle in it.
Yep.
And I think you made margaritas. I remember I always thought you were so, I was like, wow, this girl's real professional. Because I came in and you had fucking like our like little like Google Doc notes we had been working on for the past like 2 months, like printed out and like 4 little settings and like 4 little like glasses full of like margaritas.
And I
was
bought
like,
everybody notepads and
Yeah.
pens and stuff.
I was
yeah.
like,
Margarita,
God
Are
damn.
you thinking mimosas?
no, I think they were a little more, because it was Cinco de Mayo. I think she made
Yeah.
Oh, in the
margaritas.
morning we had mimosas.
Yeah.
Yeah. This
Okay.
is the
We
night
had
of.
both. We had both of the M's.
Yeah, if you come to my house, I will always provide you with as many food and beverages as you want.
Yeah.
Going home recently to North Dakota was a reminder of where I got that from, for sure. Because like we went to my grandmother's house before we flew out, and she was just like pushing food on us, and finally I was just like, I'll eat, and then she like made food for everybody, and then everyone was like, okay, I guess I'm eating now.
Hell yeah. That's what grandmas are for.
But yeah, those early days, like I know we had tweeted the photo of our first WGG Con being like, oh, something's afoot or whatever before we announced.
Yeah.
And like it was so exciting to be able to brainstorm, what this was going to be and where we were going to go. And I remember those feelings of like anxiety and nervousness like before we launched and published the Patreon. Like, what are we going to like say in the video, and what are we going to write in the post, and what are our friends in the business are going to think about it? And like now, like a year later, like the incredible, sheerly overwhelming amount of support we've received, not just from people we know in the industry and professionals that we've worked with and people who are so happy to be working with us as a team, but the people who have been following each of our individual careers for several years kind of finally coming together. I thought it was always such a really nice moment when people who like knew Blonde Nerd who came and were like, I've never heard of Andrea or Alexa, but I follow Brittany, so I'm here. People who've like been following me since We Can Confirm days being like, I don't know who Steimer is, but like she seems super cool. You know, and like, and having like people who followed Alexa at Polygon or at GameSpot, or people who followed Steimer from her Twitch streaming, and you know, and for PlayStation, just like people coming together and forming a single community and having them all like be so warm and welcoming. Even to this day, like I remember in the beginning we had like a few minor problems with having to ban people for being dicks, but like that quickly like went away.
Oh, it still blows my mind that in a year we have built such an incredible community. I can count on one hand the amount of people I've had to ban from social media, and they're clearly people who don't know what we're about. They're just random randos that just happen to stop by and say something. I mean, we at PSX we had a meetup, and that was what 6-7 months into our podcast, and we freaking filled up the bar area, and that was so crazy to me.
Yeah.
That so many people were like, we love what you do. And we're like, oh my God. I mean, it's humbling. You know, you have to take a step back and realize that this is what a lot of people dream of doing. They want to start a podcast. They want to build their community. And we managed to do that in such a short amount of time. And the community, I feel like, is so reflective upon what the morals that we hold near and dear to us: acceptance, inclusiveness, and it's just freaking remarkable, and it's so humbling. And I think about it every time I hop on social media. It's just like, holy crap, we did the thing, and we couldn't do it without obviously the community. Ugh.
Yeah, absolutely. And like, and just having a group of people who are passionate about talking about games, you know, like, and that's really like when we talked about our message and what we really wanted What's Good Games to be at its core was like, we want to focus on our love and our passion for games. And surely we all get, you know, like a little salty about games for every now and again, like, because we can't be, you know, like rainbows and sunshine about virtually everything.
We're passionate.
Yeah, but like I think that's what really has held our community together. So Steimer, when you think about, you know, like where you were a year from today to where you are now, like do you have a special episode that like stands out to you, or an event or something that is like a defining moment that you would look at and be like, this is what What's Good Games like kind of means to me?
God damn. Honestly, I don't think there wasn't ever a specific moment. I mean, maybe when we all were getting together and like we're like, oh my God, are we doing this? We're doing this. We're okay, cool. It was kind of like I just felt really honored to be part of it with you guys, and then just like every moment moving forward, it still sort of doesn't quite feel real sometimes. Like I feels like, am I really doing this thing like with these really cool people? Like, is this my life? This is pretty cool. I'm just really grateful to have this, to have you guys, to have like all of our community be what it is. I just think, you know, 50 shows later, for me personally, 50 shows later, that's really, really cool. And like, it's still like, oh my God, like, I don't know. I find podcasts interesting because I did them at IGN, but then I hadn't done them in a very long time. And now you can have a number. You could be like, I did 50 shows of a thing.
Yeah.
It's a lot of shows.
It is.
Especially because we talk forever.
We really do. Yeah. Brett, I'm going to give you a chance to think about what your answer is. But like because I'm going to ask you the same question. But like one of the things that I remember is the night that Britt brought her onesie in.
Oh, the onesies.
Her Link onesie. And she also had the Snorlax onesie. And then Alexa and I made John Drake go to Target and pick up onesies for us while we were shooting because we wanted to all be in onesies together.
Yeah.
And so I got the unicorn onesie, and then we got her a dragon onesie.
So good.
And like that moment of like having this like adult pajama party with like some girls that I absolutely adore and like having too much wine and watching stupid movies. It was just like, is this like real? I'm with you, Steinman, like the sense that like clearly like a lot of work goes in, and we never want you guys to have the impression that all we're doing is goofing up, because obviously the show gets to you somehow, but like the amount of work that also like I have to give like a moment of praise to the amount of work that Brittany does behind the scenes that you guys don't know about. And if you're at all involved in our social media channels, you see a fraction of it, but like she does so much for the show that you guys don't see, and she's going to be very humble about it, of course. But it's just like those moments that we are able to share with you, whether it's an Instagram post or a photo on Twitter or a post on our Patreon page or our Facebook page, that like reminds us like this is why we do it, you know? Like it's like the moments that we get to have with each other, not to mention like the moments I'm going to talk about later about like the messages that you guys send to us. But Britt, do you have like a favorite moment or a standout thing that you can think about over year one that you were like, that was really cool?
Well, okay. So like you both have said, getting together, and while we are together in San Mateo for the few days that we are, you know, it's a lot of work, but we do try to squeeze in a lot of hangout time. And that involves dance parties, silly movies, dinner, whatever it is.
Her slow education of movies from the 80s and 90s.
I'm trying. Those are obviously a definite highlight because first and foremost, we're friends. And that's why this thing carries on, is because we have a solid foundation of friendship. And through that, I feel like we can, it sounds cliche, like something you'd hear in a JRPG, but you can do anything, right? As long as you work together and keep your communication lines open and all that cheesy, wonderful, beautiful shit. From a success standpoint, I'd have to say it was when we reached #1 on the iTunes chart.
Oh my God, it's so amazing.
For a little bit, we were there. And
we beat Car Talk for a hot minute, you guys.
We did beat Car Talk. And since then, we've consistently been in the top 25, top 30. And I think that's freaking incredible to think that we alone have built this show that is the top. I mean, we're usually 28 to 20, but in the entire world of video game podcasts, like that's remarkable, especially since this whole thing is held together by duct tape and dreams.
It really is,
you know, and we just have so much fun, and it's amazing. Like you said, Simon, this doesn't feel like work. It feels like we just get to come together, and there's a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes and whatever, but it's always so rewarding, especially when the final product that gets pushed out there is the show, and that's what's rated so highly. And it's like, damn, like we just get on here and we say stupid shit and we goof off, but people love it. And I think that's extremely rewarding. And just knowing that for a little bit we were on that top, and I know the algorithm works a very specific way, but we were #1 for a while, and we screenshotted the shit out of it. And
I still have that on my phone.
It was such a cool moment. I remember I was in Lake Chelan in Eastern Washington when that happened, and I was like, damn, like look at us. Like our show went live Friday. I was up promoting it on Patreon and whatnot, and I'm like, here we are. Like this is incredible. I don't know. It's just, there's so many moments.
That's why it's hard for me to answer that question, because like every time I would say that it would be the moment like there was something better after. Like I just feel like this year has been such a pleasant progression of both professional and personal relationships.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been really good.
Yeah, it's cool too. You know, I've been doing this one woman operation for how many years now? I started my website in 2011, and that was, I had so much fun doing that. The Blonde Nerd thing. I had Facebook community. I mean, I still have these things: the Twitter, the website, the YouTube channel. But I feel like, you know, what's good has taken me to that next level in career progression that I otherwise would not have gotten. That's just the way the industry works, right? And I feel like we all feed into each other's success, and we all bring each other up and raise each other up. And for me, this has been I'm at the peak of my career right now, I feel like, and it's thanks to this podcast.
Oh no, girl, you got way more to go.
Yeah.
Well, not the peak, sorry. I'm at the highest point I've been at.
Things are on the up and up.
You're on the up and up.
I'm on the up and up is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and that's what's great about working with other professionals who have been in the industry. And that was really why it was such a focus for us when we launched our Patreon, to talk about, our years and years of industry experience, and why us coming together was really such a kind of a unique storm of opportunities, because you all brought something really amazing to the table that I loved about each of you individually. And so when we first got together as friends to talk about this as trying to make this a thing, it was like, well, Alexa Ray is bringing this, Brittany's bringing this, Steimer's bringing this, Andrea's bringing this. And like together we kind of, in our description, we formed this Voltron that became, What's Good Games. And I think that still holds true today. And we've been so blessed to have support from our friends in the industry, and to have amazing guests, like Naomi and Joey and Alana and Jared and
Khalif,
and and Kim and so many others. It's been great, and we look forward to having even more amazing guests in the future. But really at the heart of it is you guys. Whenever we are having a tough day, and whenever the work feels like it's just dragging us down, because as any small business owner will tell you, any content creator, any streamer, anybody who's trying to make a living for themselves, the thing that we love to do sometimes feels like the last thing we get to do, because there's so much other stuff, whether it's responding to emails or reading contracts or doing accounting or talking to like the tax people, or all of the kind of like the busy work and
Thanks
bullshit.
for handling that bullshit, by the way.
Hey, you're welcome.
You're the best.
Around a business part of running a business can sometimes weigh you down and not allow you to remember why you're in the business in the first place. So whenever I have those moments, I go to this folder that I keep in our email called Thank You, because so many of you have gone out of your way to write us and tell us what What's Good Games means to you. And that means everything to us. I'm going to try not to get all weepy right now.
Don't cry.
No, it's true.
But like having those moments, and like we appreciate even the small things. If you guys even write in a single sentence to us, and we read literally every single email that comes across our inbox. Sometimes it may take me a few days to get to them, but we read them all. And like having you guys write in and share your personal stories, whether it's something, an anecdote that one of us read, or whether it's one of you relating to Alexa Ray's stories about what she was struggling through, or whether it was one of like Brittany's silly faces enlightening a day where you were having like a really hard time, or you like being like Salty Steimer is my spirit animal. Like it's the messages that you guys send to us, whether they come across our Facebook page or Twitter, or you write to us in an email, that to me makes all of the late nights, like having to re-edit the podcast 5 times because of an audio glitch, like until I'm up at like 4 a.m. being like, oh God, I gotta publish in 3 hours. Like it makes it all worth it. And for that, I can't thank you guys enough. Like it's really like I can't put into words what it means to us.
I think because sometimes it doesn't feel real. I just received a Facebook message. We received a Facebook message on the What's Good Games page about how we helped a father through some really, really tough times, and we brought him enough smiles and laughs that he was able to find the strength, according to him, to gain custody of his daughter. And when you read stuff like that, it's like, we couldn't have possibly us, really?
There's no way we made it
No,
We're just goofing around on the internet.
Yeah. And reading stuff like that, and just, oh man, I just have no words. Like you said, like we can say thank you, and I don't feel like that adequately expresses like how much that truly means, because sometimes it doesn't feel real.
It doesn't. Like, so even at the differences between PAX West and PAX East this year were night and day for me. And like going to PAX East and being like, we nearly filled up that room, which was way bigger than the one we even had at PAX West. Number one, I was also like on like fever brain.
You were sick.
I was real sick. But it also just was, I really almost wanted to ask, like, are you all in the right place? Like, did you mean to come here? Why are you here? Because like I like hanging out with you guys, but like I don't know, it was just like a weird thing for me where I was like, I'm in weird fever brain mode, but there's all these people here. Why are they here? And it was and then like going to the meet and greet, and I apologize if I met you at that meet and greet because I was real sick. But and I was like, what's happening? Who are you? What's going on? But like even that was it is hard to process, I suppose. Because I never really think of anything that we're doing as more than just like getting to hang with my friends.
Right.
And I mean, I'm grateful and I'm humbled by anybody who thinks that we help them in a significant way. But mostly I just like hanging out with you guys.
Yeah.
I mean, we're pretty cool, Simon.
I mean, come on, her flip.
You guys are so cool. I feel like so privileged that I get to like hang with you.
Oh, stop it. You're cooler than I am. Go away.
I'm really not.
It's true. You are.
Oh.
All right. Well, listen. You ladies, are fantastic and wonderful, and
Right back at you, girl.
Well, thank you. And obviously, we wish Alexa Ray could have been here to celebrate our anniversary with us, just like we're gonna probably say that on the stream as well. But we're super excited that she's having a great first week at her kick-ass new job, which a lot of you have reached out to us to ask like when is she gonna talk about it. Like a week. I don't know.
That's not on us.
That's her decision to make when she's ready to publicly disclose it. But I will say it will happen probably in the next 2 to 4 weeks. So probably sooner than later, because once it gets out there, it'll get out there.
Yeah.
But it's awesome, and she's doing well, and she said that her first week has been going spectacularly, and we miss her, and hopefully we'll be able to get her back on the show. And I'm gonna get the right mounting hardware to put on the wall to get the keyblade.
It nearly hit me in the head.
I know. I had it up there earlier before we started recording, and then when we were doing our tests, it fell off the wall again.
It did. Sammer jumped like 10 feet in the air.
I thought I was about
giant,
to get bonked.
you guys. It's a giant keyblade.
It's pretty awesome.
I didn't want to get a head concussion.
But it's been an awesome year, and I'm gonna raise a glass to and hope you guys will raise your glass wherever you are to year 2 of What's Good Games, and to more exciting stuff.
The terrible
come.
twos. Let's do it.
Oh, I'm down for terrible twos. I'm into it. Year 2 is twice as nice.
Yeah.
There we go. I like that. That's better than terrible twos.
No, but like terrible in like we're fucking shit up way.
Oh
We're
yeah.
gonna wreck house.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Like hulking out.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I like that, Andrea. That was nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's do it. I'm so excited.
And we want to give one more shout out and thank you to all of you guys. And we have to read our Turbo patrons. I know we normally do it at the top of the 3rd segment, but we kind of got away from ours.
We got sentimental.
I think we had a little booze.
We got sentimental.
That's true.
We wanted to get mushy and gushy.
We got so mushy, so gushy. It's all in there.
Pizza sounds so good right now.
Pizza sounds legit.
No, this is a
Right?
bad decision.
right?
But it's so good.
So I'm going to pull up the names right now.
And we get to listen to Andrea mispronounce half of them.
That's true.
Which is the fun part.
of every.
No, it's the best.
Every
time.
Every time is when she gets to when we make her read these names. Every time I'm like pulling this list, I'm like, yes.
Do you want to read the names?
No, honey, that
I
is
can tag
all
team them
you.
with you.
Oh yeah, you want to come over
We
here,
want
Britt?
to round
No,
robin.
I got it right here. You say one,
Okay.
I'll say one. We'll do this.
wow.
Oh, okay,
Oh,
but you
man.
know when I get to the back
That's
half, I
gonna
start
get
to read real
confusing.
fast.
I got
Yeah,
you.
she does.
I'll keep up.
This is definitely gonna go bad. You
Yeah,
guys
I'm
ready?
excited.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yes.
Okay.
Big Daddy says yes.
Here we go. So this is our shout out to our awesome Turbo patrons and above. Again, patreon.com/whatsgoodgames. If you like what we do, if you support our voices in the world of video games and you want to toss us a buck, we would greatly appreciate it. But in order to get a shout out, you got to toss us $20.
$20.
So thank you to all of these people who love what we do and support what we do. We would not be here
Literally.
without you guys.
Literally.
No.
So
Thank you.
starting with our amazing sponsor, Mr. Alex Rigopulos,
Thomas Bock.
Lincoln Davis,
David Iacolucci.
Faris Attieh,
Martha Emery.
Austyn Riley,
Steven Insler.
Misael Villegas,
Kia Bright.
Stef Wu,
Regan Impson.
Dustin Lewis,
Matt Nichols.
Tara Bruno,
Ooh, Kyle Haiman.
Amar Dhillon,
Sion Stevenson,
Aaron J. Saxton,
Garrie Welburn,
Benjamin Pardew,
Gary Oxborrow,
RJ Bryan,
Trevor Starkey,
Joe Schlief,
Tom Coots,
Elmo Shell,
Jared Howard,
Tyler McCall,
Carl Peterson,
Kathy Lucas,
Molly Bittner,
Joselle Bassa,
Muhammad,
Nam H. Bowie,
Jeff Hutchinson.
Daniel Raymond George Ralph.
I really appreciate writing your postcards out every month. It's amazing. Jason Davis.
Alberto Andres Vidala.
Beautiful. Gregory Horton.
E. Izaria.
Lucas Shaney.
Irizarry. I'm sorry, I said that wrong.
It's fine. It sounded
Robert
fancy.
Guerrero.
Mark Drestrup.
Jennifer McNichol.
Some guy named John Drake.
Some guy named John Drake. You know who that is. Joe Kennison.
Bill Stillwell.
Jason Erickson.
No Clip.
Which is Danny O'Dwyer, in case you didn't know. You can support him at patreon.com/noclip. Adam Rapone.
Chris Campbell.
Kevin Dunkel.
Billy Shilby.
Shibley, it's Shibs. It's the Shibs.
And I know him.
He works for PUBG now.
His face popped in my head when I said it, and I fucked it up.
Stephanie Fitzwilliams.
Sam.
Jacob Beeman.
Jesse Giovanni.
GeekHeartGames.com.
Tommy Larson.
Ross Haney.
Jessica Salisbury.
Nicole Humphrey.
Brooke Laurie Asia Harris.
Anthony Murphy.
Kyle Somerville.
Adrian Williams.
Pure Blue Octopus.
That's not a real name. Sydney Carr.
Gio Corsi.
Marcus Brown.
Mikey Phillips.
Materia Attic.
Jay Machui.
Matthew Godere.
Martin T. Asarud.
Leviathan Masters Barella.
Shane Rachomi.
Wait.
Jesus, I like how you're
It's
like,
just Shane Riom.
Oh, I've never
Isn't
seen
it?
that. I've never seen that last name in my life.
Riom?
Riom.
I like how you put the throat
Riom. Riom?
in it.
Matt Howell.
Ozzy.
Ozzy Mejia. You're the best, Ozzy. I miss you.
I love Ozzy.
Christian Rodriguez.
Tim Ross.
Troy Spreadlin.
Lewis Creech.
Dale Sun.
Daryl Walters.
Donato Sanicio the third.
Tony Hahn.
Genevieve Schultz.
Matty Whitmund.
And my mama, Teresa Enert.
You guys fucking nailed that.
Yeah.
That was real impressive.
I'm gonna make you do this with me from
This
now
is
on.
fun.
No,
No,
you
I'm
should.
real bad. I
Yeah.
have been known to. I'm real bad at saying
But
things.
you know what? It's better when you put like a weird accent on it.
And
Yeah.
Machui likes it when
Roll
I.
with it.
Just put a little and then you'll
Well,
be fine.
here's the thing. Machui has even said he likes it when I mispronounce his name. So there we go.
Wait, last month it was Mahui. Yeah, exactly. So thank you to all of you wonderful, amazing, beautiful people. And what I love about this list is that so many of these names we've been reading for the entire duration of year one, and we literally can't like say any more thank yous than we already have. We really, really appreciate it. And like to all of the new people, I definitely see some new names on here. Welcome to the tribe of What's Good Games.
Welcome, Pure Blue Octopus.
It stands out for sure. And what we got another one. We have the.com. geekheartgames.com. I'm definitely gonna have to check this out now. Literally pulling it up. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been 52 weeks of What's Good Games. We hope that you enjoyed this episode. Again, if you missed the live stream, twitch.tv/whatsgoodgames, youtube.com/whatsgoodgames. We'll also be posting it at whatsgoodgames.com. We'll be tweeting the link at twitter.com/whatsgood_games. We're going to put it at facebook.com/whatsgoodgames. And we're probably going to put it at patreon.com/whatsgoodgames.
Oh, yeah.
Put it everywhere,
Instagram.
girl.
Oh, yeah.
Slut.
We're working on the Instagram.
Hey, people like the Instagram.
People like the gram.
The gram.
It's all about those stories, y'all.
Yeah, I guess
Oh,
so.
yeah.
Filters and stuff. That's what the hot
Let's
kids are
make
doing.
us all into dogs.
Yeah.
We're going to say goodbye. Once again, have a lovely weekend. We will see you guys next week with a special edition of our E3 predictions.
Oh, man.
I'm going to be at Judges Week, and Brittany's going to be out of town, so we're going to record an episode early, but we hope you enjoyed. It's going to be a doozy. We will see you next week. Bye, everybody.